Oh, damn it.
We'll get to it. But I want to start the podcast off with a serious question for you guys. All right,
I'm ready for it.
You guys remember Tim Allen? Remember that unbearable hack?
Sure, unfortunately, yeah.
I don't. So here's the thing: I don't remember any of the new things he's been in. Not remember. I haven't watched them. So to me, he's still the jovial father from Home Improvement. But continue. I know he's a cunt now. I just haven't witnessed it myself. You know what I mean?
He got up on his alt-right cuck soapbox, from what I've heard. But with that show, what is it? Last Man Standing or something?
Last Man Standing, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's standing, but it's also kind of a salute, if you get what I'm saying.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck you, Tim Allen. No. But serious question: would you rather watch everyone you've ever known and loved slowly die of cancer, but you only have to watch that happen once to each individual person, or watch Tim Allen's Last Man Standing on a 7-season, never-ending loop for all of eternity? Would you sacrifice yourself for all eternity and watch mediocre, like conservative, I don't get pronouns nonsense, like his whole shtick, like the old everyman who, like, your dad would fall asleep watching a show but still have the same episode on repeat for like a week and a half, like that kind of shit? You
mean like his catchphrase is probably like, when I was growing up there were only 2 genders.
That's literally that's really what it is. You nailed it. That's exactly how it is. Sorry guys, but I'm gonna watch you die. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
That's my choice. That's it.
I actually don't know the answer to this, and it's a testament.
A Tim Allen
it's a testament to Scott's juxtaposition here, because I don't know what I'm getting into with the Tim Allen stuff. I can only imagine. And I don't know. I mean, I like most of the people that are in my life, specifically because they've been there for as long as they have.
Yeah, you only have to watch them die once, Chris. Just once.
Yeah, it's just one time.
I mean, for some it'll be quick. Some they won't catch it until stage 4 and they'll be gone, like out like a light. Some will catch it very early and it'll be a long, drawn out, excruciating process.
You're making it worse.
Like Rush Limbaugh. Yeah. Who died of cancer today.
Yeah, it's not every day you see cancer die from cancer. It's fucking
oh no.
No, I'm sorry. That asshole used to like play like comedic music and list all the people who died of AIDS that week.
He was an actual piece of shit. Yeah.
No. You're good. What's the opposite of what happened to Gina Carano? Are we all going to get cast in The Mandalorian now?
Oh my god, is that in our weekly update? Is that in our news?
Oh, I don't think so.
No, but we're going to talk about it for sure.
Might as well just do it. Yeah. Let's just bang it out.
Well, if we're going to bang it, if you want to fucking not bury the lead and do it off the top, I gotta do intros first, baby boy.
Oh, you're right.
I would start that off by giving you not one, not two. Welcome to the Cynical Nerd.
Yes.
Very good.
Oh my god. This is, boys, episode 2020. We can almost drink liquor as a podcast. It's a weird visual. Don't think about it too hard. We could be in there one day, YouTube thumbnail, sitting behind the stool with a mask on, ordering his first scotch, not knowing what brand is shitty and what brand is delicious.
I would like to suggest that for our 21st podcast, that we are all blackout drunk from the start.
I don't know about blackout, but I will definitely.
No, I mean like room spinning. Someone's gonna vomit on camera. We need to make this.
No.
I need to make this a special occasion.
We might not be able to schedule that for 5:30 on a Sunday. In that case,
I'll take Saturday off. We're gonna be snowed in for the next 5 fucking days anyway.
Oh my god.
Not looking forward to it. With me, as always, Scott and Derek, aka Scarrick. Derek, how you doing today, buddy?
Yeah, not too bad. Been a little under the weather, but got tested for the coof, and it's not the coof. And most importantly, Veronica also does not have the coof, so I guess I'm just a little baby boy with a flu. And that's FLOO, not FLU. That's FLOO.
So everyone knows the coof is COVID and not like a weird offshoot of queef where you're not sure what made the noise. Scott, how are you doing today?
I'm reeling off the introduction of coof into my vernacular. Like that's 100% what I'm calling it from now on. I'm doing as well as someone can do who's drinking a Mountain Dew, and not even like a regular Mountain Dew. I'm drinking Major Melon flavor, which just tastes like somebody melted down runts into a bottle of arsenic. But
oh no,
but I'm running on 4 hours of sleep in the last probably about 30 hours. So fuck it, right?
I mean, we used to drink Mountain Dew.
If I die, I die.
We used to drink whole cases of. There was a night where we had so much Mountain Dew playing WoW that I actually thought I was gonna have like a heart attack at the young age of like 18. Like I was like, dude,
we were like what 19, 20 years old.
Yeah,
we drank so much Mountain Dew at that point that for I was firing blanks for like a good 6 months there. I swear to God. I avoided an accidental pregnancy in one of the worst relationships of my entire life because of the amount, the vast quantities. And like the flavors too. We would have Baja Blast on deck. We'd have Code Red. We had like, essentially like a white trash spritzer, and it was just all Mountain Dew.
That was the age of WoW alts, my friend.
Mm-hmm. What was the Mountain Dew energy drink? It was called like Surge or something like that.
No, that's just another soda
or something. I don't know. It was
I know what you're talking about. Amp.
That's it. Yeah. Amp. Yeah,
I'm sure I almost OD'd on Amp. Your veins throb through your fucking arms. You'd be like, "Oh my God."
Did you ever pour out Amped a little bit to see like what it? Because it's like radioactive green.
Oh, it came out of my dick green. I thought I had a disease.
No.
Yeah, sounds like that's another problem, but
I mean, they could be the same problem. Okay, so we got a decent bit of week in review. Then we have WandaVision episode 6 and the next Scott suggestion that we all watched called Possessor, which is on Hulu right now if you want to go watch it. You might not after you hear what we all have to say. Me specifically, I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm just saying you might not want to go watch it because it might make you feel.
Yeah, if you're trying to overcome depression, I wouldn't watch Possessor.
If you're trying to dodge an existential feeling of dread and just torture, then don't. You might not have.
We're talking Mario 64, man. When you hit that banana peel, that's your existential dread. You just got to skid into it and just ride it around the corner, man. You already lost control. You just got to stay on the road. Just don't go in the grass or in the dirt.
Strangely poetic. I feel,
but it was. Now I got to go play Mario Kart. Before we get to Possessor, we got to talk about Gina Carano. She finally got let go. We've been talking about it for months. We talked about it how many times she said audacious or terrible shit on the internet since we started this podcast? At least 3 times that I can think of. And it looks like it finally came around to bite her. It looks like she made a, correct me if I'm wrong, because I think one of you guys might have read into this a little more than I did. She put up something, it was a story or a tweet that basically compared being a conservative in the modern day to, I don't know, being a Jew in the Holocaust. Was that, am I right?
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, Disney wasn't cool with that.
Well, we can break it down in a few ways. First and foremost, I think we can all confirm that HGH does not make your brain grow.
It makes stuff grow.
100%. Like she's. You see pictures of her from like 8 years ago, and she looks like she's in great shape. You see pictures of her now, and she looks like she's. Remember that guy Abobo from the Double Dragon movie that was fucking horrifying to look at? They injected him, he got all swole.
No, but I'm doing it right now. I'm gonna check.
Yeah. Google Abobo, and it's not to make fun of her for having a larger build. It's because it's an unnatural. It's like Dwayne the Rock Johnson. You look at that guy's neck. His neck is the size that his fucking legs used to be.
Yeah.
But at least he's charismatic and he doesn't have a fucking victim complex.
I just saw Abobo. Sorry.
Yeah. No, like it's like, dude, like. I'm sorry people were mean to you on Twitter, but no one's rounding up your fucking family. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's a pretty terrible.
Yeah, if you want to draw a fair parallel, we could gather up everybody who's defending her stance and maybe put them in some kind of camp or something.
Would you like to show them into a shower?
No, I wasn't gonna go that far. Although let's be fair, the kind of people who defend a disgusting, gross overreach like this probably haven't washed their asshole in a while. They could probably use the fucking shower.
Yeah, they're just incomparable. Like you can't say that. And then people were like, I don't understand. She just said words on Twitter. Why are people angry? Like,
well, there's a lot of implications there.
Yeah. Derek, how do you feel about Gina Carano no longer being a part of The Mandalorian?
I just feel like I'd probably be super upset if it was like a great character on the show who got fired or something, but like it just got to a point with her. Like, I think even in season 2, and I think I think that she just got written into a corner. I don't think that her kind of like boring arc in season 2 had anything to do with like how she talks on Twitter. I think they just didn't know what to do with her. And so the fact that she's going is like, all right, bye. Like I'm not sad to see you go whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be a dick here, but like, okay, she's pretty badass with an autocannon, but who wouldn't be holding an autocannon? Mandalorian's out there fucking people up, best in his class, right? Then we have, who is she compared to? She's obviously going to inevitably be compared to other female characters on the show, and we just got Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah,
we just got Bo-Katan, and it's like, I mean, what's your character's arc doing? And the answer is maybe joining the Republic as a sheriff or some shit. It's such an easy write-off, dude. It's like they totally won the fucking write-off contest. Like, what do you have to say?
Walker, Texas cunt is really cool. You know what I mean? Like we know, like, don't get me wrong, we have Carl Weathers still, who has like not only been like fantastic as a director this past season, but also like always brings like a cool little subtle like I enjoy him on screen. He never feels like he's just thrown in there to me.
Yeah.
We have Cobb Vanth, Oliphant still like lurking around, bro. We have Miggs Mayfield, Bill Burrs, who stole that episode, stole the thunder of that episode. Like
there's enough like secondary and tertiary characters that like nothing, no like none of the like secondary plot lines should really suffer for it. Essentially,
right.
Yeah.
It's when you take the weakest link out, it's like it's gonna be all right. Yeah,
and it's like we already established that like in the last 2 seasons that Mando can't land on a fucking planet without making a best friend there. Yeah. So you know what I mean? So like we already have like
begrudgingly too.
Yeah, we already have like, let's be honest here, like 5 or 6 different characters that could have reoccurring roles throughout the course of this show's runtime. But you know they're going to keep introducing these banger cameos. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like every season's had like 2 or 3 sleepers where you're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like, they're not all going to be Mayfield or Cobb Vanth, but they're not all going to be Horatio Sands as the blue alien either.
And the good thing about growing up in the generation that we do right now is that almost all filmmakers are people who grew up that are around our age that love Star Wars and actively want to be a part of it. So those cameos and those directors, those featured directors are going to continue to come in and be fucking fantastic. Mm-hmm. Basically what we're saying is, I have a question for the group. If, what was it? Did you see Walker, Texas cunt? Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Do you think she wears cowboy boots that have spurs on them, but instead of jingling, they just say, I want to talk to your manager? Do you think that's what they like? She just walks around and it's like, I want to talk to your manager. And
just a really way too small metallic.
Like this fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
Wanna talk to the manager. Fuck, like, yeah, like they do, like, it's, and her clapback's like, oh, well, I'm just gonna be in Ben Shapiro's movie, like, fucking go ahead.
The Twitter reply,
you guys can shoot,
threatening everybody with a Ben Shapiro movie.
You guys can shoot a Western in his wife's dry vagina. Go for it, fucking do it up.
Dude, the fucking, the retorts on Twitter to her getting back at establishments with going on to do something with Ben Shapiro. Fucking priceless. Okay.
Didn't she like quote like something her character said on the show too? Like
I don't know, but you know what's really obnoxious? Ben Shapiro compared this to the rebels taking on the fucking Hollywood Death Star, and I wanted to strangle him through the internet for not the first, not the second, but the 50th time.
Yeah.
If you were a hooker, he'd probably pay for that.
Would he though?
I don't know, man. Those weird like repressed conservatives always have a bunch of skeletons in their closet, like,
yeah,
and not just full-grown adult skeletons. We're talking animals and small children.
No!
There's some John Wayne Gacy motherfuckers.
All right, we have a lot to talk about this week, boys, and I'm going to start off with a news article that I think Scoop put in here, and I think Scoop put this in here because I don't know what the original movie is about, and I'm going to need you to tell me. The cult classic horror movie Cube was remade in Japan, and they had a new trailer that popped up, and it looks interesting. I think it looks kind of cool. It's going to open in Japan on October 22nd of this year. Now, please tell me what it's about. Is it literally just a cube room that kills people?
Well, I mean, it was a giant maze, basically. Like this movie is what gave us Saw, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
It was a low budget. It was a low budget indie movie where they traveled from room to room. They were all perfect cubes. But there was like a booby trap in every room. You know what I mean? Like none of them knew each other. They didn't know how they got in there. And like you find out about their backstory, like what kind of people they are through like how they survive. Who are they willing to sacrifice to make it to the next room? and ultimately, like the big mystery is like, is there a way out? What are they being tested for? What are they being punished for? They made one that was just straight up the inspiration for Saw, the first cube, and they made one cube 2 where it was like a weird sci-fi horror cube where like it like defied the laws of physics, of gravity, of time, and like they messed with you in a whole different way with kind of like a, you know, it wasn't anywhere near as grounded as the first one was. The first one you could see happening if someone was like a serial killer and a billionaire or something.
Yeah.
So the one I saw, let me just ask you real quick before we get too far away from it, because I saw these when I was a kid, and I know there was one of them that I watched that I loved, and it was one where there was a dude who was an escape artist, like a ex-con or whatever. There was a woman, I remember, that the ex-con told her to suck on her button on her sweater or something to stop her from like wanting a cigarette. And I think the only one who survives at the end was like a presumed like idiot savant, like autistic person or something who was doing all the math puzzles off the top of his dome. I know the one that I saw was like, seemed like a sort of like high concept sci-fi one. I don't remember the one you mean. That's like more like rooted in reality, because I always assumed that the one I saw was like the first one.
Well, when I say rooted in reality, I mean like it's not doing time bending or like manipulation of gravity or anything like that.
Okay.
The second one, like, they even made one I believe was called Cube something Hyper. It might be Cube 2 Hypercube.
Yeah,
it is actually called Cube 2 Hypercube. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah, it's been a while since I saw those movies, but I remember like there being a room where like there was flame traps. It was basically like an escape room.
Yeah,
but like in every room you have to escape before whatever's in there kills you on a time limit. And like there was one where the floor was like all heated tiles, and they would heat up like an electric stove and like
lava.
I mean, like hot metal, but I mean, if you want to get technical, like lava is just hot metal. So yeah,
nailed it.
Yeah, I gotta give him that. I gotta give the boy that one. The bully nailed it. No, but I mean, it's cool to see J horror taking inspiration from a small indie film that was I don't know if it was either American or Canadian originally.
Canadian.
Okay. But yeah, like I mean, we see all the times we've just decimated fantastic J horror series like The Ring, The Eye, The Grudge.
Old Boy.
We take. Oh, God.
No worse offender than Old Boy.
I love you, Josh. I love me some Josh Brolin. Believe me, but like.
I never watched it because I everybody who's seen it said it was the fucking worst thing they've ever seen. So I'm like, all right, I'm not even gonna. I love Josh, and I don't want to like ruin my image of him, so I'm not even gonna.
No, I mean you can watch the Old Boy adaptation, but you have to watch No Country for Old Men twice back to back to cleanse your palate out.
That's such a good movie, though.
It's so good,
dude. It's so fucking good.
All right,
like when you, No, but I mean it'll be cool. Even if it's bad, it won't be nearly as bad as all of our horrific offenses where we take these successful franchises, copy paste them, then beat them into the ground with a new rendition every year or two.
Are you sure?
I mean,
that's pretty optimistic of you.
I mean, I honestly have more faith in indie horror directors than I do in big budget horror movies. And I have way more faith in foreign horror than I do in anything that's produced here, because everything here is just a recycled idea from like the 80s or the 70s, or at this point, like now we're just going back to the 90s and the early 2000s, just copy and pasting shit that's like still playing on fucking CBS or whatever the fuck, or sci-fi channel. I don't have basic cable, guys. I'm sorry.
No, 100%
can't properly reference.
Yeah, we're all streaming sites over here.
I feel like you nailed it. So, and there's really nothing for me to add to that. But I will say that, like a year ago, Veronica and I watched this movie called Escape Room, which is clearly influenced by Cube. And if you guys haven't seen it, it's worth a watch. It's like that same thing. Like every room, there's some mystery that they have to figure out, and once they get through it, it's like another thing, some new trap they have to overcome. It's pretty cool. It's pretty well done.
I remember seeing the trailer for that, and it looked awesome.
Yeah.
But every time I tried to download it, I got like a different escape room where it would start out like in the Middle East somewhere, and it was like the whole thing was in Arabic.
Right.
I tried torrenting it so many times.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is not the movie that I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's good though. I recommend it.
Yeah. All right, boys. Hard right turn from remaking classic horror films, cult horror films, into a video game trailer that came out for a video game called Black Myth Wukong. So I'd heard about this before. There was a 13-minute gameplay demo released a little bit ago. Right off the bat, I have to say two things. One, I'm saddened that around the 2-minute and 20-second mark, you apparently fight Mutant Splinter from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I'm very disheartened we're going to have to put that rat down. He deserves a better ending. Secondly, this game doesn't come out until 2023, motherfuckers. I thought it was coming out soon. We've seen this before. I was like, okay, in my head, gameplay trailer came out probably last year-ish or 6 months. Who knows? 2020 was a black hole of time and space. Now we're getting an official trailer. It must be coming out this year. Nope. The trailer looks great. This game looks great. The lore looks fantastic. The world looks cool.
You're fucking Super Monkey Hero, bro.
Right.
You're like,
You fucking Return to Monkey, dude. The game.
Yeah, dude, you're basically Goku, right? Like you're just Goku, but like all monk.
Yeah.
All monk. The combat looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say anything substantial about this because it's just going to come off as me going, looks cool. In some form, in some derivative of that, you know.
When I saw this, I was like, "Ooh, Chris gonna love this." I know you like the Souls-like games.
Yeah, the combat looks very fun. It looks like it's got a cool. So here's the thing: I like Souls games, but what I like more than Souls games is games that do a new take on that combat style. So Jedi Fallen Order, for example, has a fantastic riff on the Souls combat. If you want to crank the difficulty all the way up, it's very close to a Souls-like. But even if you don't, it's still very fun and deals in that parry, gotta make sure you're dodging attacks. The games like this, where it's very clearly based on that, but there's magic involved, you have a bunch of different weapon types, the combat looks fluid, badass. I mean, fuck, it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks like responsive. Like that's the main thing to me. I feel like that turns me away from like Bloodborne, even Souls, is that like there's not a lot of like animation canceling. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's like once you like start an attack, you are in that attack until it's done, and whatever happens until the end of that, you just have to deal with.
Yeah.
This seems really fast and fluid, which is what I liked about Jedi Fallen Order. Like I know it's not nearly as hard as Souls games, but there were more, it just felt like you were more in control of your avatar. And I agree that this looks fucking excellent. I also agree that I'm really hating this trend of like releasing news about stuff way too early. That's like the one thing with Cyberpunk that I agree, the fact that they announced it 7 years before it came out and 3 years before they even started actually making it is like, you know, it's almost like when you announce something too early, you're like dooming it to be heavily criticized because you're just allowing people to just fucking simmer on low heat for all that time.
Yeah.
But it looks excellent though.
I mean, I agree with that. But also to me, like when I see a game with a trailer 2 years before launch that looks this good, where we're seeing real-time gameplay that looks this beautiful, that seems like it's as tight as it is. It makes me wonder, like, what are they putting all that extra time into? If we already have a model that works, you know, like, are they polishing and fixing bugs for 2 years? Are we going to get an immaculate game? Or are they building this gigantic, expansive world where the scope's going to be something the size of, like, I don't know, like maybe like a Far Cry or an Assassin's Creed? Like a gigantic open world. We don't really know a lot about it.
That would be sick.
But that's what my mind goes to. Like, we're seeing them show it off now, and we still have so much time left on the slate. Like, how are they optimizing that time? There's got to be something more to this than what we're seeing, because they're not going to give us the whole fucking, not going to give us the money shot 2 years before launch.
Yeah,
this is a taste. This is a tease. This is like when the bartender comes around with those shitty fucking shots in the fucking little beakers.
Tube shots.
They're terrible.
Yeah, tube shots, and you buy it for like $5. You're like, fuck it. But then as soon as you're done that shot, you're going to the bar because you want a real drink. You need to wash that sugar garbage taste out of your mouth.
Yeah,
and that's what this is to me, the sugar garbage taste. But it's still beautiful, just like that waitress who brought you that garbage.
And
shot.
that's why you buy them, because you think you're going to go home with her, but you never go home with Tube Girl, guys. All right, listen to me. Tube Girl never takes you home.
I don't know why this has nothing to do with it, but
I went home with Tube Girl once.
Did you
really? Wow.
Well,
all right.
Were you working at the bar at the time?
Yeah.
That's not fair. Not fair.
That's kind of like game sharking it. Yeah, it's.
Scott plugged his Game Genie in, typed in Tube Girl cheat code.
How did you know that? How did you know that's what I call my cock?
Game Genie. Oh no,
that's horrible.
What I like Okay, first off.
But the only thing is that with my Game Genie, you only get 3 wishes, and if any of them are to come, you're out of luck.
Fuck. What was I going to say? Oh, right. I don't know why. This is how my dumb brain works. When you said Tube Girl, I thought of Stoop Kid from Hey Arnold, and I immediately thought, Tube Girl's afraid to leave her tube. I fucked that guy too, bro. He also got to play with one of your cheat codes. Before we switch gears off of this trailer, we talked about the Souls-like combat. There is a noticeable segment in the middle here where they're just showing off a couple different magical spells. There's like a freeze time thing. He clones himself, mirror image, some electrical spells. There's he turns himself into a big like ball of rock, like a big tank spell. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
I think we're getting a lot out of this, I think, man.
I really hope so, because it looks really good. And I don't want my hopes to get built up and then let down. I've had too much of that in my life, boys. I was trying to leave it real sad. All right.
Very real, very quickly.
We have
very somber.
We have no release date on this besides just the year 2023, which at this point may never come because I feel like time and space is a black hole continued into 2021. But moving on, speaking of black holes of time and space, there's a new series coming out called Young Rock.
Yeah.
Scoot, can you tell me what Young Rock is about, please?
It's about the real life upbringing of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh my fucking God, you're kidding me. They came up with that banger of a name. God, that's so clever. Oh man, you must be really looking forward to it, Dan, yeah?
Yeah. I can't wait to see Andre the Giant come to parent-teacher conferences for some reason. What I'll say is this: Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is one of the most likable people in show business, and I can't explain why, because I think wrestling is the dumbest fucking thing ever.
Dumbest. Absolutely dumbest.
I've gone on record as saying that it's softcore BDSM gay porn is what it is. Just go to your favorite site and click on the gay link and enjoy the videos. There's nothing wrong. You don't have to watch grown men wrestle in tights and watch soap opera storylines and then give Vince McMahon hundreds of dollars for pay-per-view. You don't have to do it. Gay porn is free on the internet and there's nothing wrong with enjoying it. Do you?
They even take the shorts off.
Yeah. And they bump each other.
Shorts come off there.
Yeah.
That's like the primary focus.
Yeah.
Oh God. I mean, look, there's a new series coming out. It actually comes out. It came out yesterday. Guys, why didn't we watch it? What's wrong with us?
I think we're not that masochistic is what it is.
Young Rock is going to follow, I don't know, his youth. They got a kid that looks like, I was telling Derek the other day, the guy that they hired to play like just younger him, like not kid, but like, obviously like towards the end of high school. It looks like they just hired like his stunt double from the movies, who's like less attractive than him, but still has the giant meathead build. Like this dude is like, don't get me wrong, he's built like a fucking brick shit house. Like he's got traps on top of his delts. You know what I'm saying, bro? But I mean, he's so like bland. He looks like he delivers all of his lines in this kind of cadence.
Yeah,
and then there's a laugh track behind it.
In his defense, though, like his traps do look like the staircase from the end of a Super Mario World level. Like it's fucking ridiculous. They just go up and up and up.
That's true.
Yeah, but
Eric,
there's no.
Go ahead, Scott.
I just think it looks like Everybody Hates Chris with none of the charm of Everybody Hates Chris. It's like I don't know.
I never watched it.
I never watched it extensively. I watched a couple, and it's good, but. I am weirdly, morbidly curious enough to actually watch an episode or two of this. Yeah, I am.
Okay, fine.
But I don't expect much out of it. I like The Rock. I don't know. I think he's good in the stuff he's in.
Yeah.
I remember watching Jumanji when that came out, thinking it was going to be dog shit and being surprised that it was actually kind of an enjoyable movie when you walk into it expecting absolutely nothing from it. So I know I just let you down, Scott. That's okay. So I don't know, but
no, but I'm laughing because I'm on the same page with you. Like, no matter how much I want to hate some of the stuff he's in, because it's 90% of his Fast and Furious movies, I enjoy him in everything he's in. Yeah. I can't help but like him. I want to not like him. I feel like I shouldn't, but I do.
I can't watch Fast and the Furious films that he's in because I know that I'll at least like him in them, and I can't have that.
You have to just live with that for the rest of your life.
I agree wholeheartedly about Jumanji. Both my wife and I turned it on expecting it to be literal bottom of the barrel pond scum, and it was not that. So hey, A+ for effort, right?
Can we talk about how unenjoyable Jack Black it was in both those movies, though?
Yeah. Yes.
I feel like the older, I don't know if it's the older I get or the older he gets or both, but he just like, as time goes on, it's like, shut the fuck up, Jack. Like, just stop.
Have you seen him on TikTok? It's unbearable.
No, I don't want to.
No, dude, out of morbid curiosity, I downloaded TikTok the other day, and it's just him in a Speedo with a giant, it looks like he has the rum ham from It's Always Sunny stapled to his fucking stomach.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
I would rather watch Danny DeVito just take every starring role from Jack Black until the end of his days. I would wholeheartedly wish for that. If I had that game genie and those 3 wishes back, first wishes, Jack Black movies, now all-star Danny DeVito throughout all time. Tenacious D, Danny DeVito instead of Jack Black.
Oh, better. Come now.
You know it's better with Danny DeVito. You know it is.
Oh, I don't know. Here's the thing.
Nay, we are but men. You know, like he's fucking. I can't do Danny DeVito, but you get it.
I haven't liked a movie Jack Black has been in, and I don't know, probably Pick of Destiny. It's probably the last time I enjoyed him in anything. I find him unbearable. It's not only his choice of films, but the way he overacts. It's like a very off his game Jim Carrey to me. It's like just constantly cringeworthy jokes that are too overacted. They're not funny. But I find him hilarious outside of films. I haven't seen him on TikTok. That's a caveat because I don't have TikTok because I'm an old crotchety man. But his Jablinski Game YouTube channel was fucking great when it came out. It was hilarious.
I've heard good things about it. I've never actually like watched anything, but I've heard that it's a pretty good.
I'm just going to ruin the premise of the beginning of it because it's been out for long enough, and shame on you for not having watched any.
Of course.
He started it off as it was going to be Jablinski Games and it was going to be Jack Black Gaming. And the whole like joke for the first, 15 to 20 episodes is that he just keeps not gaming. Like every episode, there's something wrong that he has to like fucking take care of. And it's really funny. He's always like, I'll get you next time, Jablinski Games. And it's really enjoyable. That being said, yeah, fuck him in all movies. I don't know about the Danny DeVito replacement because I like old Jack Black in movies can stay where he is, but
no.
Anything past Pick of Destiny,
High
please.
Fidelity with Danny DeVito instead of Jack Black. Think about how fucking funny that is.
All
automatically.
Right, I will admit that targeted copy pastes of Danny DeVito for things like that would be quality.
I was gonna say I'd even take a supercut of Pick of Destiny with Danny DeVito.
Yeah, Dude, Gulliver's Travels with Danny DeVito in it. Gulliver's Travels.
I forgot he was in that fucking movie
with a big sweaty, like. Or what was that? What episode was it where Danny DeVito comes crawling out of the sofa, just covered in lard? just that Danny DeVito from It's Always Sunny, but like strapped to the ground by tiny people. Like that, dude. Come on. Come on.
So like every other It's Always Sunny episode.
Yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts on Young Rock before we move on?
Yeah. Whoever wrote the joke where he's like trying to order a martini, and they're like, "You can't have that, you're He's like, then I'll just have a beer." Fuck you. Whoever wrote that, fuck you. Because as a bartender, I've had to hear that every single fucking time someone brings their kid out. Oh, you want to order a beer? Oh no, you can't. We'll just give the kid a shot of tequila. You are awful. You are a dad joke incarnate, and not even a good one.
That feels like the bartender's version of the like when it doesn't scan at the supermarket. I guess it's free.
Yeah.
I wasn't familiar with that, so
yeah. Or like when someone comes out with their kids and their kids are clearly like very close to 21, so you check their kids' IDs, and then you're like, all right, what can I give you? And the mom's like, oh, you're not gonna check mine. It's like, well, you have crow's feet, Karen. Like.
Your roofs are coming out, Karen. What do you want to drink?
Yeah, you look like the old lady who died in Up. Why the fuck am I going to card you?
A burn. All right, boys. I have some good news for you both. Okay. When I say the names Sean Archer and Castor Troy, what is it? How does it make you feel, Derek?
It makes me feel nothing.
Yeah. No.
I know what our next topic is. I never saw it.
Oh,
I never saw it. You picked the wrong one.
All right. I'm not redoing
just
it.
Redo it. Just start from the top.
I'm not redoing it.
I mean, my reaction is also. Huh? You know what I mean? Like don't get me wrong. Like the original Face Off is ridiculous.
That's why it's fun.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's the thing though. Like, it's at that critical, pivotal crossroads of Nick Cage, right? Where like half the performance is so laughable and bad that you can't tell if it's intentional or if he's just really, really coked up on every set he's ever been on. You can't.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That was the movie that made me realize he was a little crazy.
That was
the moment. Yeah, I mean, sure, he probably showed it in films before it, but my brain glossed over it. And in this one, I was like, I remember being old enough and aware enough that I was like, oh, this guy's fucking crazy.
I just didn't know. Like, I've never seen Face Off. I thought it was a movie about hockey this whole time. Sure
really?
did. Yep. 100%.
No.
And upon reading this article, I was like, I guess they switch faces or something. And then it's basically
ridiculous.
like John Travolta and Nick Cage trying to act like one another.
Yes.
That sounds so good, dude. I actually can't wait to watch it. But I've never seen it. I thought they were like two hockey coaches for opposing.
Yeah, we still got a Matrix watch along, boys.
It's true.
We do.
Yeah.
That's in the pipeline. I vote Face Off as a follow-up.
I would vote Face Off first, if I'm being honest, because I want to see Derek's first reaction to it.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's true. That's my favorite part of watch-alongs is if we watch something he's never seen before.
I'm in. That's very. Let's do it.
Very.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like it's not good, but it's fucking great.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't have to be good as long as it's exciting. That's the only thing.
Oh, it's 100% exciting.
Yeah, okay,
but it's also nonsense the entire time.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, then, I mean, since we're spoiling a movie that came out in 1997, Travolta plays an FBI agent named Sean Archer. Castor Troy is played by Cage, who is just described as a terrorist. I actually forget what his goals are because, to be honest, they don't matter in the film. The whole point is that somehow
involves a nuclear warhead at one point, I think.
Yeah, see, those things don't matter because the whole draw of this film is it's Travolta and Cage, and they're both acting super fucking crazy. Yeah, it's like they're trying to out crazy each other the entire fucking time.
Dude,
go ahead.
The one scene where after they switched faces, one of the actors is in the other one's home pretending to be him, and when his daughter realizes it's not him, he tries to like kiss her as her father with her father's face on. It's one of the most fucked up things that I had seen as a child. Like that fucked me up.
I can't wait to watch this. Holy shit.
I mean, like it's not like body horror with the face. Like their faces look perfect. It's not like they're stapled on.
Figured,
right.
But I kind of wish they were just stapled on crudely, like House of 1,000 Corpses stuff. Yeah.
This is my magnum opus.
And,
I will spend all my remaining days in Premiere Pro editing staples onto their faces for the Face Off remaster.
Please just give me like 30 seconds of staple face. That's all I need.
That's good. So there was so this all started. There was a rumor in 2019 that they were writing a remake of this, and it was rumored that 22 Jump Street's Aaron Uziel wrote a previous draft of it. And then Wingard, who is the guy currently attached to it, Adam Wingard, was also involved in the remake. He reported to the contrary a couple of days ago that this film will be a direct sequel to the original 97 movie, which means that we are probably going to get those guys back. I would assume they're not going to switch faces again, right? Because what's just the most ridiculous thing?
No, they need to switch faces again. They need to switch faces again.
Yeah, they're themselves again, and they don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah, or no, like you find out that at the end of the first one there was a switcheroo, and like really like Castor Troy's been living as John Travolta's character this entire time, and John Travolta's character has been Castor Troy in prison, and he's got to like break out and get his face back.
Well, no, I would say it's a deep character study because he's been living in Archer's body this whole time and surrounded by positive influences and a loving family. He's realized the value of being, whereas Archer has been in prison and getting beaten up every day, and people just hate him. And he's like, "Fuck the world! I'm gonna be a terrorist."
So we're doing Trading Places, but Face Off version.
Exactly. Will you tell me you wouldn't want to watch Trading Places with John Travolta and Nicolas Cage?
As long as Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't show her tits in this, but I'm down. I'm in for it. Just sell your yogurt, Jamie. Just do it. That's all we need.
I'm just always down to see crazed, aging white actors embarrass themselves. I'm always into that, man. So. It's going to be a good show.
I mean, you're not wrong because they probably will embarrass themselves. It's probably going to be horrible to watch, and I can't wait to watch the original. I want to push that. I feel like we should really rep the shit out of that. Watch along.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Before we move on, I did warn in the beginning that I had been drinking a lot of fluids, and I'd probably have to take an additional
Oh, this is an early pee break.
Yeah,
it's okay.
All right. Excellent.
Okay.
Be right back.
Yeah.
So, Scott,
would you like to shill? We'll do our jagged little shill here.
We can do it now. Yeah, we're actually making pretty good time through our news articles. So we have time to drop into Shillville population.
That's a fucking good one. No one will get it. No one who's not from South Jersey will get it. But yeah, I get it.
Population, every dirtbag you've ever known in your life. Scott, where can they find us on Twitter?
We are the Schmeg Nerd at the Schmeg Nerd. If you guys would like to ask us a question, you can hashtag AskTCN. We fucked something up. Got something wrong. You can hashtag FuckCTN. And
we know that we do fuck things up.
Yeah.
I'm probably fucking this up right now. I don't even know. If you want to find us on Facebook, it's facebook.com/thecynicalnerd. You can also drop your questions and comments and a message to us on there. We check that. And if you are still one of those people who uses email, you can email us at questions@thecynicalnerd.com.
You hear that, you mummy farts?
It's crazy. We live in a world now where saying like email is almost as bad as like snail mail.
Saying email is almost like using a laugh cry emoji. You fucking...
Whoa, buddy. What's wrong with the laugh cry emoji?
Nothing, but people who get anxiety merging into fucking traffic now dictate what's cool, apparently. And it drives me insane. It drives me fucking crazy. I don't, like, if you're, like, when I was 18, I didn't know fucking anything. I didn't know anything. I thought Mudvayne was a good band. I don't trust I don't trust any of you little fucking like 16, 18-year-old shits to dictate what is cool and what isn't. I'm sorry. It's not how it goes. It's always been people in our age demographic selling you guys and telling you guys what's cool. Nothing has changed. Social media doesn't change that. We still make the rules, and then you guys tell us we're weak when we use it. That's how it goes. That's how it's always been, bro. It's been like 40 to 50-year-old record executives deciding what music they're gonna push, selling it to 15-year-olds, but then when people the same age as those record executives listen to it, enjoy it, it's weird because they're too old to like it. It's the circle of commerce, boys.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, capitalism.
As an alternative to Mudvayne, I submit Crudvayne. As an alternative to Puddle of Mud, I submit Puddle of Crud. You see where I'm going? It's easy. It's easy. I'm a basic rhymer.
Do you got one more in there for me?
Oh, I don't know if I didn't have a third. I wasn't ready for the trifecta.
Okay, all right.
I feel like there should be one.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like on the tip of your tongue. You're like,
is there another band with mud in it? That's how lazy I am.
I was thinking blood. As mud runs black. As mud runs black.
3 inches of crud, baby.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. As crud runs black. That's
crud on the dance floor.
Oh shit! Derek is taking an extra long PP.
I think he's sneaking his shit in on us. Is what he's doing. But I just want to say, man, I know you have the VR headset. You have the Oculus, as do I.
Yeah.
I've fallen in love with a few games on the Oculus in the last few weeks, man. I've been going kind of stir crazy because I'm not ready to go back to the gym yet. I'm not ready to go. I'm comfortable in some situations, like going to the movies, going shopping.
Right.
I'm not comfortable breathing heavily, mask or not, around 20 to 30 other people who are all working out in the same room as me.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it feels weird, right? Like, I'm not ready to go back into a gym just yet. I've been kind of like pondering with the idea, but I bought a couple games for the Oculus that have been really great for cardio. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever played Beat Saber. Beat Saber, if you play it on a harder setting, is phenomenal cardio.
Nice.
I believe it. That's specifically why I don't want to do it.
I've been waking up and playing early as fuck before I go out for my shifts, like an hour or so. And like, dude, like all my I feel like I've been working out at the gym again. My arms are fucking like pumped up. I feel like I should be taking gym selfies in a mirror and like hashtagging unproblematic king or some shit.
Oh no. do you, when you go to jerk off, does it feel like you're doing the stranger to yourself because the grip is different?
No, it feels like Lou Ferrigno's jerking me off when I jerk me off.
Exactly. And he's no stranger.
Yeah, no. I know him very well. But
good guy, Lou.
He's jerking me off.
Gives great hand jobs.
but
never ignores the balls.
Nope. No, he doesn't know what to do. He kind of just give him the wild salmon. Also, there's a game called Pistol Whip you should definitely check out if you guys haven't checked it out. It's like a rhythm game. It's kind of like DDR, but it's not stupid. You You just you just shoot all these enemies and dodge bullets, and it's choreographed. You essentially end. It's like a John Wick simulator with really awesome music that you kill enemies to the beat. If you shoot enemies to the beat and you're like timed up with the music, you get higher scores, and it's really fucking fun.
I mean, I don't have VR, but I'll come to your house when it's least convenient for you and wake you up, and we'll fire it up. We'll make it happen.
It's like 8 a.m. and
I'm telling you, like
door.
1 hour, like I hate working out. I fucking hate cardio, but doing it this way, I don't even realize how much time's going by, and I don't even realize how sore I'm gonna be until I wake up the next day. And I'm like, everything hurts. Fuck.
Nice,
but it's so much fun.
I've been meaning to pick up Beat Saber. I have not. I haven't heard of Pistol Whip. I'll have to look that one up as well. Welcome back, Derek. How's your pee-pee?
It was pretty good. I actually got a little micro poo-poo out.
I called it! I fucking called it!
Yeah, he's probably sneaking a torpedo out on us.
Yeah.
He didn't say torpedo. That was all me.
I was going, I'm like, why don't I just go for it? Why don't I just go for the dub, And I did it, and it paid off. I mean, I don't regret it.
I'm just going to dunk on this rim right now.
Just break the glass, man.
It's funny because the basketball's a turd.
Can you imagine shitting so hard that like the back, like the porcelain top of it shatters like the backboard?
Just in slow motion 30 times.
Like
it's like dust coming down
like Jordan
from the
just
ceiling.
dunked on it.
Yes, please. This is probably funny to no one else but us because we're all fucking tired. Talking about shitting.
Yeah, well, fuck you guys, man. You don't know our lives.
It's like
thanks for being here, but also fuck you guys, all right?
Whenever I shit, I like to imitate Heating Up from NBA Jam. He's heating up. Mm-hmm. All right, boys.
It's got to set your feet on fire like that guy who the shoe bomber, and then you shit. No. Then you got to shit before the soles melt. That's how you fucking.
I don't ever want my shits to be that much of an emergency.
Dude, you can't put them out until you're done wiping, though. That's the thing. So if you get if you get a no wipe, you're like, yes. But if you get one of them Chris Pratt outtake shits where it's like it's like a magic marker. I
wipe and I wipe and I wipe. Still poop.
Still poop.
So good, dude. Boys, we have to talk about Zack Snyder's Justice League. Maybe for the last time before it comes out. Who knows? They might sneak something else out that we have to talk about. But they released a big old honkin' beefer of a trailer, a proper full-length trailer for the Zack Snyder's Justice League cut, which comes out at this point in almost exactly a month. It's just a day over a month. And this trailer not only featured some new footage, specifically a brand new shot footage of Joker, and we'll talk about that segment in a little bit. But it also featured, obviously the general theme of the film is not changing, right? Batman needs to put a team together because he's had this premonition / future state dream about all the bad shit that's going to happen. He goes out and builds the team, blah, blah, blah. This one's twice as long. We know there's a ton of footage we haven't seen. Specifically, a ton of Cyborg's backstory was cut. I think some of Flash's backstory was cut. And generally speaking, we know we're going back to the Nightmare, which is great for continuity in Zack Snyder's universe. And even the scenes that we've seen before look different because everything's been color corrected, graded differently. He's using a new format. The trailer looks like it's in 4:3 to us internet peons. It's actually not. It's in the IMAX format. We're getting more in that image. Normally you would have stuff cut out of it. Because I don't know, Zack Snyder's full of himself and loves IMAX fucking format. I don't know. I can't defend that shit. It's I was an auteur.
I 100% would go see this in IMAX if it was an option, though. I would.
And I don't know. So we just gotta fucking chat about it. Obviously, let's save the Joker stuff for a bit. But Derek, what'd you think about the new honkin' beefer Zack Snyder's trailer?
My completely candid and honest opinion is this: I have a weird sort of relationship with the Snyder cut in that, like, initially I thought it was really silly. I thought it was fake for a while, like a lot of people did. And I think it really was fake. I think that the fans willed it into existence, but and so like I was never really that big into Justice League to begin with. Like, I love Zack Snyder's films in a weird way. I usually hate shallow films, which, let's be honest, his films can be kind of shallow, but I love his for some reason. I don't know why.
It's because they're gorgeous.
They really are gorgeous. They're really well framed. They're well scored. I mean, I really don't have much to complain about. Watchmen is like the best example of that. But anyway, so nothing in this trailer really wowed me. Like nothing was like, ooh, you know, like nothing really caught me. But it, again, with the weird relationship, I still can't wait to see this. Like I'm going to watch it the night that it comes out. But like, I think that the world that Justice League took place in just was never really that interesting to me, but I'm still just excited to see his full vision that he never really got to do.
Right.
And B, see his great cinematography. I mean, his direction of photography is fucking god tier. So
his DOP is always top shelf.
It's amazing. And like the one example I wanted to give is the shot. I don't even know if it was in the original. I don't remember. I actually have been like toying with the idea of rewatching the original before the new one. But the shot of like Henry Cavill kind of coming up like this high and tight, and like right as the laser eyes come out, it's like a 3-second
new.
shot. That's new. Yeah, I thought.
And I agree. There's something really visceral about that.
Yes.
Super quick image, but there's something. It's weird. It's like he flies up really quick.
Like we're just talking about it. I have goosebumps just talking about it right now. It's such a good shot.
His hair like kind of blows up a bit, and it's just like and he just looks like
he's like intense fucking
yeah. I don't know what it is about that shot, but it got me too. So I'm glad that someone else picked up on it. I wasn't wowed. I mean, even as somebody who likes Justice League, because I've seen this movie before.
Yeah. I
mean, sure, it's gonna have a bunch of new stuff. I'm gonna be like, oh, that's cool. But like, I'm gonna know what the main takeaway for me is that everything in this trailer that was footage I had seen before that was reworked just fucking looked better because he's got a better eye for cinematography in general. But Scott, how did you feel about the trailer?
I mean, two things. First off, I just want to talk about the Joker. I just want to talk about the fucking Joker.
Oh, right after your thoughts.
But when I see some of the, like, hearing that we're going back to the Nightmare makes me really excited. Honestly, like Derek said, like I never really bought into the world of the DCEU because it felt like they had rushed Snyder from the start. Like even in Man of Steel, we get Superman's origin story and the entire plot of the sequel original movie where Zod comes to Earth. That's supposed to happen after we've already introduced Lex Luthor and Superman's built his chops up, and we know who these characters are. Even the first movie was two plots crammed into one. Batman vs Superman is two plots crammed into one, where you have one of the most iconic face-offs in DC comic book history, but also the death of Superman crammed in the last 45 minutes for no fucking reason. They've always had too much on this man's plate, and it's not his fault that this universe is faltering. So the fact that he got the brunt of all the abuse for it being tonally too dark, like, you saw 300. You saw Sin City. You saw fucking Watchmen. You knew what you signed up for when you bought that ticket.
Even Sucker Punch, it's shiny, but all those girls are being, like, horribly mistreated.
Yeah.
Like, in real
there's a whole lot of sexual abuse in that orphanage.
Yeah.
No giant robot will ever quell the sexual abuse in that place. Oof, God, how did we come back from that one? No, but here that we're going back to the Nightmare, it makes me wonder, like, what the implications are going to be of Zack Snyder's DCEU, because we see the Nightmare for the first time in Batman vs Superman, right?
Right.
And it's what is used to pit Batman against Superman. So seeing Superman again as this angry, it looks like doesn't look like he's killing bad guys in that shot. It looks like he's a villain in that shot, right?
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's actually hard to say now that you mention it.
I mean, I have a theory that in Zack Snyder's vision, Darkseid was sending these visions to Batman to get Superman out of the way because he wanted to come take over Earth, and with Superman there, he wouldn't be able to do it. That's my theory. That's why when Superman's gone, he attacks. That's why, I think we might see more of those gaps fill in to make stuff that happened in Batman vs Superman make more sense, because a lot of it didn't. Like as much as I hate Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, he had some of the best monologues that Lex Luthor's ever had.
I was gonna say,
yeah,
that's my biggest gripe about that film. His actual monologues and the wordplay are fucking great, but he delivers them like a fucking imbecile.
He delivers them like Nathan Lane in the Birdcage. It's fucking obnoxious. And it's like, I feel like Lex Luthor should have been a much older person cast. Like Billy Zane, nailed it. Would have nailed it.
I like Jesse Eisenberg. I think he's a great actor. I don't remember his performance specifically as Lex Luthor, but I tend to like him in things that he's in.
I mean, I like him in things that he's in, but he's really he's kind of always the same guy. And when
that's fair. Yeah.
And when he's not good at it. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't good as Lex Luthor, really, for me.
Right. This is what I'm saying. I got to rewatch him.
But his monologues are like that whole like, but now we know better. Devils don't come from below the ground. No.
Yeah.
No, they come from the sky. Like that whole thing. And his fucking like the bell is told. You hear at the beginning of the trailer, like the bell has been rung. You know, like the what do you call it? It's dead, or whatever the fuck he says. The champion is dead, or the
God is dead.
The God is dead. Like the dialogue in that movie is fantastic, and to see them maybe tie it back in a way where we'll see Lex Luthor as well as Joker again in this. We don't
he's
know.
Supposed to be in it, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I feel like we're gonna get a much bigger picture. I'm excited for that, but I'm also really, really excited that Zack Snyder dropped the ultimate shitpost in this trailer.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
That just transcends all like expectation for me. Like just the fact that you hear like we live in a society, and even that by itself is just hilarious to hear, because they pause it right afterwards too, right? He takes a break. Like that was intentional. It wasn't an accident. That was completely intentional.
Oh,
and then of course the scene fucking fades in, and who said it? Fucking Joker. Are you kidding me? This man is a genius. He's a shitposting genius. My God.
Yeah, that to me read as Snyder being like, fuck all of you edgelord like, you know what I mean? Like the origins of that meme are kind of like, it was originally like people were trying to act like they were like outcasts and misfits. It's somehow like intellectually superior because they thought outside the box. It became this way to like just mock, like turn it as a weapon against them and mock the shit out of all these cringe edgelord fedora tipping neckbeards who somehow thought that like their rejection by society made them, I don't know, like immune to scrutiny.
I don't know what it is, dude. It's fucking hard to watch.
I mean, let's be real here. Like fucking Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker perpetuated that shit.
Is it?
It 100% does.
That came like 8 years later. I don't think you could say that.
I mean, you didn't see a resurgent in this. I saw you and several people posting the We Live in Society on everything for like months after the first Joker trailer dropped.
Yeah, but it was mocking.
Yeah. You fucking know.
Got him.
It was a mockery. It wasn't the original intended.
No, that's what I'm saying though. It was repurposed to mock.
Oh, okay, all right. I misunderstood then.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know you guys were using it to like mock people who like genuinely thought that way. But like Joker also was like, it was a weird split. There are people who liked it because they've been that disenfranchised neckbeard fedora owning Batman t-shirt wearing everywhere, Cookie Monster fitted hat closet full of having, Axe body spray using, why don't girls like me, I'm such a nice guy saying, sexual predator on TikTok, probably maybe being, I don't know, I'm running out of descriptors here, but you know the archetype pretty well. And the fact that like, I don't know, man, I feel like a lot of people who saw that movie and connected with it were like, they fit that criteria pretty well. I'm not saying that everybody.
I thought it was so good.
I'm not saying everyone who liked Joaquin Phoenix's Joker was, or is all those things, but I'm saying nobody who hates it isn't.
That's I'll allow it. I do remember there being a lot of people talking about when the Joker film came out that it was encouraging, like, quote unquote incels, like people who think they're the downtrodden society, like encouraging them to do terrible shit. I don't know if I believe that.
Like post angry stuff on 4chan. These people have no balls.
Yeah.
I disagree with that though. I think the movie did a great job of I think the core idea with the movie is that to get you to sympathize with the villain, sure. But you knew the whole time as the viewer that he was wrong. Like you knew all the shit he did, he was wrong. They never made it seem like those people deserved it. It was just painted as, oh, what an unfortunate turn of events, essentially. But I don't know. I fucking loved it. I don't want to give too much attention to that movie because that's not what we're talking about, but I loved Joker. I thought it was
I think it's really good too. I do too. I spent the past minute looking up a quote that I was trying to find out because we were talking about Lex's wordplay in BVS, and I couldn't help it. I couldn't think of the line I was trying to remember. Towards the end, when Bats goes to visit him in Arkham, and he's holding him up against the wall, and the first thing Lex says is, "Look at us. This is how it all starts. Civilization on the wane, manners out the window. Like just lines like that. Just
Yeah.
delicious shit flowing from his mouth like he's a fucking artiste. I'm gonna throw some chanja at him in the subway.
just delicious shit flying from his mouth like chocolate fondue fountain at Golden Corral.
Oh,
amazing.
There it is.
The We Live in a
Golden Corral,
Society.
it's always with you.
The We Live in a Society ultra
That's
meme.
realistic though. Like if you eat Golden Corral, it's probably still in your colon.
Yeah, because you have Hep A, and that's just with you for a little while. You just got to get used to it.
Because you have Hep A. The We Live in a Society meme lord stuff aside, I will say, one, he looks a lot better. Mostly because the tattoos aren't there. It's really just the tattoos.
I still saw the tattoo under his eye, the little J.
No, it was like a scratch. It was like he had like chinks in his fucking makeup.
Oh, so he scratches tattoos off, you think?
I don't know. I'm not sure. And the hilarious part about it is I think someone asked Zack in an interview like why the tattoos weren't there or what's going on, like when he introduced the images in the magazine. And he basically just said, I'm not explaining it. Like either he was playing coy or he was like, I don't fucking care. It was bad. Like he was like,
dude, I respect that though. I respect to just be like, that design was awful and we're not doing it anymore. So I don't know. Just figure it out. I think he was trying to be like politically nice to David Ayer, but he was just like, we don't know what happened to him from that time till now. So he's like, basically like, I don't fucking care. I don't know what happened to the tattoos, but there are two shots of him released before this trailer. He looks like one of them, he's in the trailer, he's got a SWAT vest on, and Snyder said he wears police badges of all these officers he had killed over the time, which is kind of a neat concept.
Yeah, that's fucking, yeah.
And then he also had this thing on where he looked like a butcher, but almost like he was in hospital stuff. Like he had gloves on and like a pleated apron. Very, I don't know, weird. His hair is grown out, and I gotta say, I could listen to him say Batman in that trailer all day long. Maybe not everything else, but just the way he delivers the word Batman, it gets me the same way the Superman eye shot does. Is he has this like a gravel behind it, and I'm like,
I gotta watch it again now. I guess I must have.
I'm like,
that.
Go watch it right now. I'll just jerk it while you watch it.
The question is, which ACAB subreddit do you think Joker's a part of?
Ready? Good. Derek goes first.
I don't know, man. I'm not prepared for this.
I wasn't either. That's why I threw it at you. I hot potatoed it to your lap.
That was a rhetorical question. You guys don't have to have a real answer for that.
All right, excellent. Because I don't have one.
I mean, look, I don't want to spend too much more time on it. Other than, I think we're all looking forward to it. I think we're all probably going to watch it when it comes out, if not the next day. Obviously, we'll talk about it at length because it's a long fucking movie. So I'm probably going to have to take notes while I watch it. Split it up into 2 watch parties.
It's gonna be a 2-session watch for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to not forget these things. I mean, I was trying to fathom how you possibly double the length of this film, and you got to remember there were reports of Joe Manganiello,
like that. I say it
as
different.
Deathstroke, showing back up. Lex Luthor, Joker. We know shot new scenes. I don't know if the other villain stuff is going to feature into those new scenes or just be reshots. But there's going to be a lot of shit going on, and I'm excited to see. People keep talking about whether or not they're going to continue this universe, and obviously Warner Brothers and HBO is saying no. But I would guarantee you any amount of money that if this does very well for them, there's no way they don't. Because what do they have to lose? They're already doing these dark Joker offshoots. They're already introducing the idea of a multiverse. Just let Zack fuck off and do what he wants on Max or something. And give him theatrical releases, and why not? What are you losing by giving stuff if it does well? You know what I mean?
I mean, I honestly feel like this is gonna be like Snyder's mic drop. He's gonna show everyone that he was building to something, and every step of the way he had executives and clueless money men dictating how he had to write, how he had to direct, how much shit he had to cram into a short amount of time. And this is gonna be him just showing everyone sucked my dick. I never lost it. I was forced in this position where money made all the calls. I lost my creative freedom. Here it is. Eat shit, suck a dick. I'm done.
I hope that's true. I hope so
really
too.
do. That would pave an excellent path for just directors in the future to just give the guy with the ideas the fucking tools to make those ideas happen and leave him the fuck alone. Period.
Yeah. Nobody was gonna throw a fucking shit fit over Superman having a black suit. I don't know what executive saw that. First of all, that's another action figure you can sell for the same fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's less paint, bro.
Yeah.
Monochrome, son. I think that's what monochrome means.
The child labor that spray paints your toys only has to do one coat this time, Warner Brothers. Come on.
No. All those children lost their hands when automation took over. It's all automation now.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Why do they lose their hands, though? They're just going to get replaced by machines.
No, because
we don't need you anymore, and we're going to cut your hands off. Get the fuck out of my sweatshop.
No.
What happened was they didn't have their jobs where they had to steal food to survive. They got caught stealing and had their hands cut off.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes makes a lot more sense.
By Warner Brothers.
Then just despite de-handing.
Yeah.
Last thing I'll say before we move on. We know it's R-rated, and there's a little thing of Steppenwolf fighting off the Amazons, which happens in the original film, but it's so much more brutal. And although I still don't like that Steppenwolf armor, he looks fucking like he's gonna fuck some people up in bloody, delicious fashion. I mean, you literally see a head roll from an Amazonian in that shot. So. Yeah. I looked at the side by side. What if it's
just rated R because Steppenwolf just jerks off in the middle of the fight, and that's like the one thing that got them the R rating? Everything else is the same.
Then I'm down. There's that one scene where his armor comes back and he's actually just got hammerhead crazy alien face, and I want to look into his dead cold alien eyes as he pulls one out.
Why would you say that? Everyone's gonna hear this.
Why would you say Warner Brothers wants to cut off kids' hands, Scott?
Because they're a heartless conglomerate, just like Disney. But I never specified that Warner Brothers would cut the hands off. I said the shop owners who caught the children stealing food to survive would cut their hands off.
Fair.
In whatever third world country they make.
I would argue that I said the line that I said because Steppenwolf is a heartless cumglomerate. You're welcome.
Holy shit.
I just saw stars. I'm lightheaded from that one.
Yeah, that was really, that kind of knocked me back a little bit. All the air just left my lungs immediately.
Fun fact.
Can we please call this episode Heartless Cumglomerate? Please.
We said we'd never cross that line, Scott.
You have to. You got
to. No cum in the title.
No cum in the title. One other fun fact, because I keep thinking of them. I'm going to close the trailer window so I stop thinking of them. It starts off with Superman literally dying at the end of BVS and his screams echoing. And I thought, interesting visualization to the Bell has been told stuff going on in the background. Those shockwaves are actually there in BVS when he dies. There's the original shot of him from the side being stabbed. And when he gets stabbed, this huge shockwave goes out. So good job, Snyder. Like, that's kind of cool. I don't know if you intended that Snyder. Or you just really like shockwaves. It's probably the latter.
He definitely intended that, though.
I mean,
there's so many loose ends at the end of BVS that he definitely intended to wrap it all up with Justice League and fill in a lot of gaps.
Yeah, I hope that's true. And it actually lends credence to the fact that the Bell has been told line is in the end of BVS. So, yeah, I agree. He probably did intend it. All right, moving on to some Marvel news. It's not good Marvel news.
Is there any such thing as good Marvel news these days?
Not lately.
Derek is really winning when it comes to your attitude towards Marvel. And I wonder if when he's... Never mind. I'm done with the jerk-off jokes tonight. I blew my proverbial load on the conglomerate.
Ooh, one more. Snuck it in. Very meta.
I wonder if when Derek is...
Proverbial lobe title.
Proverbial load. I'm down. I wonder if when Derek is like pleased with himself and is getting ready to go to bed and he's rolling over, if he thinks about how much like you've begun hating Marvel since we started the podcast.
I doubt that's what he's pulling out.
What's weird is I'm more on board with Marvel now. Like that's the weird thing. Like not the flagship movies, but like I'm super into fucking WandaVision right now. We just totally flip flopped, I guess.
Well, I am not at all. Not even a little bit.
Oh no!
Oh boy! All right.
Now we blew that proverbial load too early. But this news is about Kevin Feige.
No, I come when I'm ready to. All right.
I'll come when I want.
That's a power we all wish we had, Scott. This news is about Kevin Feige making bad decisions. Apparently,
you got a stubborn dick, bro.
Yeah, it does not listen to me. Apparently, Kevin Feige has been fighting to keep Black Widow a theatrical release.
Yeah, I want Conor McGregor to fist fight Kevin Feige in a parking lot.
Sorry for coughing. There were rumors a while ago that Black Widow was going to be announced as a Disney Plus release. Fucking finally, because who cares? Just put it out. If people want to see it, they can fucking see it. I don't care about it. I'm not going to pay extra. But if it's on Disney Plus, sure, I'd turn it on and watch it and see what happens. See Russian Captain America. Red Guardian, I think his name is. Looks fun. Whatever. Cool.
Not that.
Looks okay. It looks better than sitting in silence doing nothing.
It looks like the Wayans brothers directed a superhero movie in like the early 2000s. What it looks like.
The Wayans brothers.
Yeah. It's like
Blank Man.
If you love Scary Movie 1 through 5, you'll love Fat Captain America and all these dumb cunts.
Is David Harbour Russian Captain America? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so this is just a news article that I brought up only so we could all lament on how annoying it is. This movie is currently scheduled to be out this summer and to really be like, I don't know, I guess the hopeful savior of the movie theaters. I don't know what the fucking goal is here. I mean, talk about a bad like horse to bet all your fucking money on for like the opening of the summer. We've talked about it before. It's hard for me to scrounge up one iota of shit, of giving a shit about this film between the three of us, not just me.
You know what this is, right?
What?
This is Olive Garden breadsticks.
Whoa, buddy.
Yeah, this is Olive Garden breadsticks. Like, you want me to get excited for Olive Garden breadsticks when I have never-ending pasta coming? Shut the fuck. You're not even Red Lobster.
That's fair.
You don't even have the cheese biscuits, bro.
Oh, they're delicious.
Yeah. Like if this was a giant like tentpole film, I would get it. You're filling in gaps. This is one of your filler films. Just fucking release it. It's been a year and you're talking about pushing it back from the year later release date again. They're talking about pushing it back further from May and then pushing back their entire 4-year release slate to accommodate that. Nobody gives a fuck. I love Scarlett Johansson. I loved her as Harriet Tubman in that biopic she did last year. I fucking loved it. But
did you say biopic?
Yeah.
Did you say biopic? Is that, wait, hang on. Can we fixate on that for just a second? Did you say biopic?
He did.
Are you not going to comment at all on me saying that she played Harriet Tubman because she's always whitewashing?
Oh really? Yeah, that went right past
nothing,
me actually.
Fucking
until
nothing.
You just said it again.
I was so astounded that it didn't catch Derek that you said Harriet Tubman that I was like anxiously awaiting to see how good the joke about biopic was going to be. It didn't materialize.
No.
You're right.
I was frozen in my tracks by him not acknowledging that I said that she played Harriet Tubman in the movie.
That was too. Yeah, that was almost too highbrow. We're all too tired. Yeah,
I can't even blame it on the coof. It's just the flu. FLOO again.
So like Scott was saying, this movie was supposed to come out May 7th of this year. If it doesn't,
it's going to have last year.
Well, that's true. It's currently scheduled to open in theaters May 7th this year. If it doesn't come out, it's going to create a ripple effect with their release calendar because this year they're also slated to release Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which is supposed to be coming out in July. Eternals is supposed to come out November 5th. And then there's also Disney Plus titles to consider like Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Loki, which are both supposed to come out this year. So Scott was making sourpuss face. I will say, I don't know anything about Shang-Chi and I don't care about the character. However, the format of the film sounds interesting. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but it's supposed to be like a fighting tournament type thing. And the rumor mill is that a couple famous X-Men might pop up in that fighting tournament. They were talking about like Wolverine might be recast and show up in that. If they don't bring him in
wet
from Fox.
Blanket way to recast Wolverine. Like,
I think it's the same thing with Han Solo too. At this point, it's like you can't really recast Wolverine. I don't know. I know a lot of people, like a lot
unless
of comic
it's fucking Danny DeVito.
You can, dude. Shia LaBeouf would be a fantastic Wolverine. He would,
unless it's Danny DeVito.
Dude, don't even make that face.
I would take Danny DeVito over Shia LaBeouf as Wolverine.
Have you seen Shia LaBeouf's?
No, I know. But
have you seen The Collector,
I'm just
bro?
tired of him. I'm so sick of him.
I mean, that's fair. You're allowed to be sick of him. That's completely. But he is an incredible character actor.
Yeah, he's always sweating.
He's perfect for Wolverine. He's short.
That's the whole joke.
He's short. He has anger issues in real life. He's always sweaty.
Yeah, Wolverine's whole thing is short in a brick shit house. I mean,
yeah. I know a lot of people like the whole time that Hugh Jackman was Wolverine were upset with it because he doesn't have the body type and doesn't have the this.
He's too tall.
He was fucking phenomenal. Those are big shoes to fill, but they're gonna have to find a little angry man to fill them. Like, it's the only way to go.
Weren't they going to cast Danzig as Wolverine at one point? Someone told me that in high school, and I said it as like an interesting fact for like 10 years before I was like, wait, I never really like researched that source whatsoever in any way. But I had heard
like there's no way that's real.
That's called growth, Derek. I'm proud of you.
I could have seen Danzig as like Whiplash, maybe.
Oh no, he's got the powers built in. You know he never washes that thing. It's got a fucking stink, right?
Are you talking about his hair?
He just puts like pomade in it every morning. Yes.
But no,
the answer is somehow yes.
I don't
Some
get how
love sausage, crack the whip action.
I don't get how, like, of all films to have like this much controversy over the release date, it's fucking Black Widow. Like, even the friends I have that are like die-hard, unquestioning MCU fans are like, I'll see it when it comes out on, like, when I can rent it. Like, nobody really cares about
gives
this movie.
a fuck.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? According to this article, Disney has like the next 3 or 4 weeks to like make a decision about what they're gonna do with the film, and honestly, I just don't care. But anyway, moving along to the next piece of news. This is also Marvel related, and I only brought this article.
I'm sorry, what? Why was Derek hypercritical of me using the word biopic?
It's biopic.
He was being a grammar Nazi. Biopic.
Okay. It's biopic. Yeah.
No big deal. Anyway, next. So this is about Captain Marvel 2. The only reason I brought this up, listen, I knew that was going to be the reaction.
Oh, no, that was my reaction to him being a grammar Nazi.
Okay.
We just shadowed over Gina Carano for being a real Nazi for like 45 minutes, but it's okay. Yeah.
I mean, that's also probably your reaction to Captain Marvel 2, though, right?
I don't know.
Look, I only brought this up. It doesn't tell us anything. It's a casting thing. The only reason it's on the fucking docket for this week is because there's a factoid in here I don't know that I remember reading before, which is that we know there's a Miss Marvel show coming out. We talked about the sneak peek behind the scenes look. And that star, Iman Vellani, who's playing Miss Marvel in the show, is going to be in Captain Marvel 2. And I thought that was fucking cool. We know that Miss Marvel obviously looks up to Captain Marvel. It's right in the fucking name. It's not just Marvel being uber fucking lazy. It's kind of her role model,
too, right?
I mean, it's definitely, it's like DC naming a character Detective Comics. I mean, or just say like, what's your name? I'm Detective Comics. I'm here to investigate a crime. Anyway, so I think
that's so good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was. I'm stuck on that.
I'll need a second.
Detective Comics and the Case of the Cumglomerate.
Oh my God! Stop giving us back. If you're not gonna let us put Cumglomerate in the title,
you got to stop doing them. Yeah.
All right. Look, I will break our one rule and put it in the title if that's the title, because that means I don't have to think about it the rest of the podcast.
Detective Comics and the Cumglomerate and the Mystery of the Cumglomerate.
And either the Case of the Cumglomerate.
Case of the Cumglomerate.
Okay.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Detective Comics and the Case of the Cumglomerate. Boom. Now I just need to think of a ridiculous image.
You gotta find. You gotta find like an old Hardy Boys book cover and just superimpose Batman's face over it and like a magnifying glass and like a white stain on something.
That should be pretty easy. I'll bang that out.
Very simple.
But I thought this news was cool. It's also kind of a no shit, but it's neat that because Marvel has Disney Plus now, the vision of having shows that actually tie into films is coming to fruition. Like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they said they were going to do it, but it was a separate division led by Jeff Loeb. Nothing ever fucking happened. Like the TV show tried so hard to line up with films, and Kevin Feige was like, they don't exist. They'll never be in our movies. And here we're actually going to get it. So Miss Marvel's going to be in Captain Marvel 2. Also, Monica Rambeau, currently in WandaVision, going to be in Captain Marvel 2. So we're getting a lot of this cool crossover stuff. And we'll talk more about Monica Rambeau when we talk about WandaVision. But did you guys have any thoughts on this? It's really just more like an announcement. So if you don't, that's fine.
Just that I hope that they put more care into the second one than they did the first one. I mean, that's really it.
I agree.
But, there was like an incel army that was up in arms against Brie Larson. And I think like that probably affected the box office more than anything, but it was lacking.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it wasn't lacking a proper antagonist any more than half of the MCU movies, if we're being honest.
Yeah, that's true.
But her origin story wasn't particularly interesting. The amnesia trope has been played to death, unless Dude, unless like.
What are even her powers? An airplane blew up next to her, and now she's magic. That's the whole.
Yeah, but like the airplane was powered by the same energy that the Tesseract uses. But if you're gonna do a Memento, at least do it fragmented in an interesting way, like Memento did.
Right.
If you're gonna bite off one of the only socially acceptable Nolan movies at this point, do it beat for beat. Just fucking. It's like that copy the homework meme. You know what I mean? Like just photocopy it. Just do it.
Yeah. Also, I mean, are we really supposed to, at this point in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, when you throw Jude Law at us as the charismatic mentor, are we not supposed to immediately know that he's going to be the fucking bad guy? Like, the minute he showed up, I'm like, okay, well, that's the bad guy.
Yeah, there's nobody else built that could have been the bad guy.
If the hairline's all the way back here, then that's the antag, baby. 100%.
Yeah.
No mentor has something that's all the way back there, for sure.
Oh, that's true.
That makes me feel like I'm gonna lose my hair eventually, because I'm one of the most antagonizing pieces of shit in the world. I'm gonna go bald, boys. We better start making money so I can get some hair plugs like Jerry Piven. I gotta get
the JP route. Holy shit!
I gotta get them Piven plugs, them PPs.
Is Jeremy Piven like your Dane Cook?
No, so you quote Dane Cook. I just hate on Piv.
That's true.
I'm just over here dunking giant shits and Shadowland porcelain backs on Piv.
Okay, fair enough. What are you munching on there, buddy?
Oh, it's a maraschino cherry.
Oh, okay, nice.
I thought it was an olive, and I was ready to hate you physically. But just
wait,
a cherry.
You hate black olives?
You ramp up really quickly.
I hate people that like black olives more than anything, really. I mean, a black olive is just.
Oh well, then you hate my dead cousin. That's fucked up.
You also hate my wife.
Well,
you want to keep going? My son might like them. We don't know yet. Let me go find out.
Yeah, I'm not even joking.
I hated them until just now, but I do intensely.
So are you glad she's dead, Derek? Again, rhetorical question.
No, I demand an answer.
Once I can gauge how serious you are right now, I'll figure it out. I'll come back to it.
That's 100% real. That's 100% real. Yeah. Me and her used to like almost fist fight when we were like 6 years old over who would get the black olives at Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Wow. All right.
Guess who gets them all now, buddy?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm uncomfortable right now.
No, that's a great age. Top shelf, Bo. Top shelf. It's also better for me that like Scott tries to give them a straight delivery but can't hold it in. It makes it way funnier, like 10 times funnier. I've always been a fan of comedians who cannot help but laugh at their own jokes sometimes.
Well, no, because it's I mean, it's sad, but it's also everything's funny. I'm sorry, everything's fucking funny.
Everything's funny.
Yeah.
When everything's a shit show, everything's funny.
Well, I mean,
life motto.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, when your day-to-day life involves coping, you cope with the bad stuff the same way you cope with everyday life.
Breathe in that copium.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god!
Derek always has these like super sneaky little lines that he sneaks in all the time.
Yeah. Ron just walked by and gave me the fingers like, I like black olives, bitch. And she walked out of the room.
Yes!
She's taking you on Maury. The baby is not yours.
Yeah, you're losing everybody, man.
Whoops.
Ah, fuck. What was I going to say before we... I had a point before. Oh, right. Okay. This feels so inconsequential now after that conversation, but I will also posit boring origin story. But I thought the Skrulls were an interesting twist. They weren't just like, hey, look, these guys are bad and they're bad. There was a nice little subplot of like refugees. I thought that was kind of cool.
I mean, there should be good and bad Skrulls, right? You can't just paint all the Kree bad or all the Skrulls bad. It makes no fucking sense. That would be spacist. And we've discussed that you can't be spacist. You can't be space racist around these parts. Right?
It's true. No, you're right. I 100% agree.
That's like saying all the Hutts are fucking greedy mobsters.
Well, if you've watched Clone Wars,
they are, but you can't say it. You can't say it. I'm just fucking kidding.
Scott, no, dude, you're just out funnying the rest of us by too much right now.
No.
I'm too overwhelmed and like fatigued by sickness. All I can do is just like bask in the glory of like your hilarity right now. It's just like,
nah, dude, that was you're on fire right now. They are, but you can't say it.
That was church, dude. Peak.
Yeah. I mean, if you say it out loud that all the Hutts are greedy and mobsters, you'll get kicked off the Mandalorian, right?
That's exactly.
You're gonna get Carano, dude.
Does that mean I'm gonna have human growth hormone directly injected in the back of my neck?
Yeah, that's exactly what that means.
Have traps like an escalator?
No, well, yeah, okay. If the rocks are like the...
Google a Bobo if you guys haven't yet at home.
Yeah,
Google
it's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, boys, we derailed. Let's get us back on track. So, next article. Hey, good news. Good news. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Chappelle Show officially coming back to Netflix today with Chappelle's blessing. We've talked about this before. He released that awesome diatribe about how he was getting robbed by these people who were using his name to make money, and how he wanted people to boycott it. And guess what? Either they listened or it trended enough on Twitter that they gave a shit. Not only did Netflix remove it at his request, but HBO Max also said they were going to take it off, which they did, I believe. And now we have the fucking win. We got the W, boy. It's coming back February 12th. It's actually already back as of our podcast. And I don't know. It's kind of one of the only feel good fucking articles that I've read in the past like month or two.
Yeah.
It's really
he also owns the rights to his own name again. He can do Chappelle Show as a free agent again for Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
That to me is the bigger win. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that at all.
Yeah.
Bad host for not reading so thoroughly.
Oh, it was in a different article I'd read throughout the week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it wasn't any lapse on your part. But I mean, like it's one of those things that like you can't scroll through a news feed right now, whether it's on Facebook or Twitter or even Instagram had like a Nerdist episode about it. You know what I mean? It's everywhere. Everyone's really happy. It's one of the few things that people are unified on right now, no matter what your politics are, no matter what your affiliation is. You know, you can't be that big of a chunk of pop culture iconography and not be paid for what you've created for. You know, it's still iconic today, man, and it's been 15 fucking years. So
it's also excellent to see like solidarity amongst like the consumer base to say like, okay, well, we appreciate this guy and we respect this guy. So he asked us, hey, you have the ability to watch this thing that you've paid money to watch, but I'm asking you not to because I think that it's morally wrong. And enough people actually said, well, I hear what you're saying and I respect you enough to actually do that. That a good outcome came out of it, which is like never ever happens. It really is a feel good story. It's cool to get the W every now and then.
And just to bounce off of what Scott said about getting his name back. There's a little blurb in this article, which is the obvious. I want to thank Ted Sarandos at Netflix, the CEO who had the courage to take my show off the platform first. But then he also said, I want to thank Chris McCarthy at CBS Viacom, who owns Comedy Central. The guy's younger than me, and like most people younger than me, has an interest in making the past right and did something that was very courageous. And finally, after all these years, I can finally say Comedy Central, it's been a pleasure doing business with you. So, seriously, feel good.
He has such a way with words, man. He is such a fucking poet.
Dude, he is.
Yeah. He probably knows it though, right?
Oh, I mean, he does.
God damn you, son of a bitch.
12-year-old jokes. 12-year-old jokes. All right. Feel good article out of the way. Disney's getting more money than they expected earlier than they expected. Yay! Cumglomerates. Disney Plus reaches 95 million subscribers 3 years earlier than predicted. What the fuck?
That's a whole lot of cum.
That's a whole. That's
buckets. Even if only 50% of the subscribers have dicks, that's a lot of empty balls. And you know Disney Plus is becoming the new Netflix, right? People are watching Disney movies and fucking. Right? You know what's happening.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you want to come over and watch Aladdin? Like, that's way better than you want to come over and binge watch
Ozark.
Like, say yes to the dress.
Oh, yeah. Fuck you. Ozark's not that bad.
I mean, Ozark's good, but
I'll take your word for it.
No one's trying to fuck during Ozark, bro.
That's true. You got to pay attention.
I don't want to watch Jason. What the fuck's his face? Have a gun to his temple. I'm trying to come. That's gonna make it way harder.
Is it just me, or is he like the anti cum lord? Like he sucks all the sexual energy out of the room. He's just like. Like I think about him, I think about doing my taxes.
I don't know about that, man. He's a handsome man, but it's
his voice.
It's tonally is too dark to be like trying to fuck during Breaking Bad, but like the less good version of Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah, thank you for saying that. It's like anytime he's such a goofball, such a like, oh, what am I doing? And so many things that like
Jason Bateman, right?
Jason Bateman. That whenever he's in something serious, I just can't. Like I'm just like waiting for his, I don't know, punchline or something. Like I just can't get into it. I know people said that about Bryan Cranston in keeping with the
Yeah.
in keeping with the metaphor, but I don't know. I'm not sold on serious Jason Bateman.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, Bryan Cranston's in a whole different league, man. Bryan Cranston
absolutely
is one of the best actors of our time, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's the most cliche line of Breaking Bad, but when he says, "I'm the one who knocks," that whole scene is so fucking juice.
He sells lines. That's what he's so good at. Stay out of my territory. It's like fucking horrifying when he
I know this is
like that.
A super unpopular opinion, but I think I liked him better during the first earlier seasons where you see that transition. You see like there's a lot more.
Oh yeah,
a lot more fluctuation. He hasn't committed to being a piece of shit. He doesn't have that ownership yet. You know,
I'm with you on that. I think that he as an actor became more full of himself because of his success towards the end, and it shows in his acting. Not to the point where it takes away from it, like that it's not good. It's still excellent, but I feel like the
exactly
first
what you
season
mean.
or two, he acts those better.
I feel like also towards the end of that series, they knew how they had to wrap it up. They had to make him it couldn't be, there couldn't be any moral gray area. As much as everyone hated Skyler or hated other characters within the show, Walt had to be the bad guy so they could kill him or you know, end the series with something like yeah. So like in the last few seasons, like season 5, where he orders that hit in that prison hit, where like 20 people die. You're just like, all right, well, that's so out of character for Walt, even in these circumstances. You know what I mean? Like he was never just a straight up murderer. But his character definitely becomes, he loses that gray area, becomes like just a villain for the last season and a half.
Well, yeah, right up till the end, basically.
Yeah,
he's just doing shady ass shit. But I don't know how we got from Disney Plus to fucking Walter White. But Disney. So I mean, obviously, we're not shilling for the corporation at Disney. We only shill for one company, and that's HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
Disney
Who
Plus
will soon be owned by Disney. Just a matter of time.
I mean, you're not wrong. Disney Plus launched in November 2019 with a goal to cross 90 million subscribers by the end of 2024. So it's 2021 and they've reached 95 million. No big deal, right? I mean, they have, like you said, basically every property under the sun that anybody wants to watch. Pixar, all the old Disney movies, Marvel, Star Wars, fucking National Geographic, Disney and fucking ESPN. Like, there's so much stuff under their fucking umbrella. That mouse is a dictator, boys. And he wants his money.
So the question is, on Disney Plus, what section do you think is the fuck section? Like, are people putting on like National Geographic, like Discovery Channel shit in the background, like Meerkat Manor and fucking?
No.
Are people fucking the Marvel movies because it's loud, the roommates won't hear it? You know what I mean? Or are people fucking to like some of the classics?
It's got to be Nat Geo, baby.
I'm thinking there's definitely some sick fucks out there who can only come when Bambi's mom dies. There's got to be at least one of them.
Oh no!
There's at least one.
Oh no! They've got just the beginning
teenage
credits
Ted
of
Bundys
Bambi.
out there just cranking one out.
Or during the title song at the end of Coco. That would be even weirder, right?
I've never seen Coco, but I've heard it's going to make me cry.
Oh God! Let's say no more. You got to watch.
Oh my
that.
God!
Jesus Christ!
I mean, we're not going to film it because we'd all be embarrassed. But can we group party watch? Fucking, it's so good.
Oh God, it's a great movie.
I mean,
I would just love
if we could somehow find a way to pencil in watching a movie together, I would do it.
I know.
It's been a struggle, but we might have a snow day tomorrow, guys.
It's true.
That's true. Snow day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Enough shilling about Disney Plus numbers. We have one more thing to talk about before we go into our main topics this week. And this, it's super fucking unfortunate. We the fucking buried the lead a little bit. I think Scott mentioned it super early on because we're all very irate that this is actually happening. So not only do we have Kevin Hart playing Roland in the Borderlands film,
and Jamie Lee Curtis playing an autistic lady.
Now we have Jack Black playing Claptrap. No.
Mm-mm.
I don't want it. I'm not going to watch it.
Again, Danny DeVito would be better. You know,
that
you know it.
Would be really
100% in this. Yeah, 100% in this instance.
Yeah.
I'm seeing your point now. Yeah.
I don't think there's any instance where Danny DeVito wouldn't be a better choice than Jack Black.
Could you imagine Claptrap offering rum ham to everybody?
Can you imagine, like, if you swapped it though, and it was like Jack Black in iconic roles that Danny DeVito had, like Jack Black in Twins with Arnold? How fucking unbearable? How unbearable would that be?
But okay, here's why I know Scott's on to something now. I mean, you were before clearly, but I didn't see it. My vision was blinded. I was too.
It's okay.
I was tunnel visioned.
It's all ones and zeros now, though, right? You see?
Yes, I guarantee you, I can see the Matrix. If they redid Twins today, he would totally be fucking cast in it.
Yeah, it would be Jack Black in The Rock, 100%. it'd be fucking terrible.
And I could also.
I don't know. I'd watch it. I'd go see who would be in Arnie's part. Probably.
Oh, The Rock.
Probably The Rock. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. Has to be. He's the big man now.
110%. I don't want to talk about this anymore. It sucks. I don't want to watch this movie. I think it's going to be bad. It feels like a shameless fucking cash grab for the IP, and it's probably going to add to the fucking god tier list of video game adaptations gone horribly wrong for screen.
This is going to be the end of Eli Roth's career.
Which is crazy that hasn't happened yet, right? God damn.
Yeah, I mean, Green Inferno was like 5 minutes of torture porn and then just sitting in a cage starving to death for an hour and a half. Like the first Hostel was okay. Like those people, like that, the concept was better than the execution, right?
Yeah.
The idea of traveling to a foreign country, getting butchered, and being completely helpless, where everyone in the town's in on it. That gives you like psychological horror, paranoia. It gives you like very visceral body horror, where people just getting like cut up. It's that was brilliant, but not the way it was done.
Do you like Hostel 1 or Hostel 2 better?
Hostel 1, because I didn't know what to expect going in. I went in blind, and
I also like the first one better.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Hostel 2 comes out of the gate like a little try hard too quickly.
I mean, when you think about it in hindsight, the first Hostel did too, right? Like
I don't really remember like too much of a distinction between the two, but I just remember like being shocked enough by the premise of the first one that it had that value for me. Like, oh, that would be scary if you were sharing a room with someone and yada yada happened. So by the time like the second one came around, it's like, all right, I'm used to this by now. Like this isn't as good this time.
Right.
The second one has a scene where a lady lays naked in a tub with a girl dangling above her.
Oh, with like a scythe or something.
Yeah, cuts her neck with a scythe and just bathes in the blood. And you're just like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Relax.
I'm done.
Like, did Tarantino write this scene for you? Was it supposed to be animated? Shut the fuck up and go away.
All right. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't want to talk about Jack Black as Claptrap. I want to talk about our main topics this week.
So before we do that, I got to do it. I got to do
another
two.
one.
Yeah, another one. I told you there's going to be at least two. Yeah.
Derek, you have to give us a topic to talk about before you go, because we already shilled.
No, we good. We good. You'll go and take your pee-pee.
Oh, right. Scott's got one in the barrel. Thank you for that
out, Scott. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
No secret poos this time.
No, he didn't hear that though. I think I heard a fart though. I think there's a secret poo coming. I think I heard So, right. I'm gonna ask you, Chris, what have you been playing lately? I've seen you streaming a lot of WoW. I've seen you play some Valhalla.
Super good, fucking good. We talked about Valhalla a while ago. I think Derek was the one playing it when it first came out.
Yeah,
and it's been really good. I mean, it follows the same formula as the previous two Assassin's Creeds, where it's more of an RPG. You're upgrading your gear. The Viking setting is really fun. Just as a background for any game, let alone an Assassin's Creed game. The combat's very visceral. It functions very similar to the previous two, where there's a heavier reliance on dodge. These guys have a lot of fucking health bars to get rid of. It's a little more challenging than you would expect, but there's some cool abilities. The skill trees are cool, and the combat, because it's Viking focused, is very visceral. I mean, I just killed some dude last night by taking his like Thor looking hammers and cracking both sides of his skull.
Oh,
and like
I was into that.
Yeah, there was the fucking like death animation. Like I kneed him in the face and he was stunned, and then I grabbed his hammers and just cut. And I was like,
do you think he felt it, or was he stunned?
Number one stunner.
Did he look hard? Was there terror in his eyes when the hammers initially hit before his eyes bugged out of his fucking head?
I would say so. I mean, I don't know how well they were animated, but right. that being said, gorgeous as always. I mean, the game is perpetually. I don't know what they fucking do. They sprinkle some special sauce in there. The game looks great.
True.
So far, I'm very into the actual story, which is surprising for an AC game.
Nice.
I took the female variant of the protagonist, and their story starts off with revenge, but that revenge is satisfied very early on. Sorry for the spoiler, but like you take care of it pretty quickly. And now I'm like, well, what the fuck's happening now?
Now you're just the free men. You're free men beyond the wall. You're just fucking butts and starting fires, right?
Fucking butts. Exactly. In that order.
You're R wording and pillaging. Not the R word that you know the R word.
Yeah,
it's the one that goes hand in hand with pillaging.
What about you?
I've been playing a I've been doing Shitfaced and Scared Again, which for those who listen to the podcast who maybe haven't seen it, it's a horror-themed drinking game I do, where me and viewers, we get drunk. I play horror games. Every time I die, I drink. Every time I get scared, I drink. And it's a lot of fun. It's been a lot. Nice. I wear a heart monitor. Every time my heartbeat gets too high, I have to drink. I've been playing an indie game called Locked Up, which is basically a PT wannabe. And it's one of the most frustrating games I've ever played in my entire life, but has some really good, albeit cheap, jump scares.
Nice.
But you can't beat it for $4.99.
It's a good tag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no, don't get me wrong. Don't buy it. It's dog shit. But watch me play it. Watch me hate it actively, strongly, with
Derek,
conviction.
I don't mean this to sound rude or to be a bad friend. Have you been streaming?
Not at all. I've been just working a lot, so no.
All right,
but I'm still doing Final Fantasy whenever I get back to it, which might be never. We'll see. I don't know.
All right. Quick question for you though, Derek. Fuck, marry, kill. All right.
Okay.
Count Chocula, Captain Crunch, or Snap, Crackle, and Pop. They're a threesome. You get all three of them with whatever choice you have. Snap, Crackle, and Pop are a package deal.
Now, before you answer, wait. He asked me the same question while you were peeing, and I want you to, after you answer, I want you to guess what my answers were. But you go first.
Marry Captain Crunch, fuck Count Chocula, and kill Snap, or whatever. And that was Chris's. The same thing.
Oh, okay. Well, let me ask you a question. Did you choose to marry Captain Crunch because of them crunch berries?
Yeah, because it's delicious.
No,
I mean, it's worth the mouth cuts.
No, you marry Captain Crunch because he's an admiral. He has a fleet of ships.
A very lucrative career.
Yeah. You kill Count Chocula because first of all, he's a vampire. You just have to open a blind. It's very easy.
Fuck Count Chocula. He's a vampire. They're known for their
Then you're gonna be a chocolate vampire. You want to be enthusiastic about cereal for the rest of your fucking existence, bro? That's a terrible
fate. STD.
No, but he's gonna make you.
Let's be fair.
He's gonna bite you. You're gonna be a vampire, but then you have to pretend to give a fuck about sugary cereal until someone opens a blind on you and you're dead. But also, Snap, Crackle, Pop. You have to kill 3 people. You have to murder.
It's a lot more work.
You have to watch one person die and be like, all right, well, let's.
Yeah, they're unbearable though, so I don't mind. I do it even without the circumstances. I do it for free.
You basically have to set up a hostile scenario to kill all 3 of them at the same time effectively.
Yeah.
Also, let's be real. It's not just Count Chocula obsessed with fucking cereal. You know, every time Captain Crunch comes home from another long voyage, he wants to show you all the booty he got, but it's not actually money. It's the next ingredient of the month for his fucking cereal. So
yeah, which means he has a fucking hold full of sugary marshmallows. Like, what? Why is that a bad thing?
And that is also a euphemism. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. Talking about that cake. He's got a big old butt, huh?
Cake. All right, boys. On to our main topic. To our main topic. 2 things to talk about. WandaVision episode 6 and Possessor.
It's been so long I forget what happened in episode 6. I hope you're going to recap it for us.
I'm going to do the best job that I can. It's been almost a week. How late we are right now.
Yeah, we're so late we need to buy a second pregnancy test.
Shot. Well, maybe not be pregnant. So WandaVision episode 6 is the Halloween episode. And there's some weird stuff that goes on. Some nice nods to the comic books. The kids dress up as the superheroes they will eventually grow into, Wiccan and Speed. Pietro continues to act a little bit like he's the bad guy, maybe, or inspired by said bad guy. He's a little off kilter. He says some really kind of off-brand shit that you wouldn't expect a brother to say to his sister about what's going on or the people that are around them. Vision he's more and more aware of what's going on. You can see him breaking with Wanda. He wants to go off on his own thing, but really he wants to go investigate the city. And what he finds is the further out away from Wanda he gets, people are like in a frozen state. It's like they're in sleep mode until WandaVision comes near and Wanda comes near and they get woken up. Yeah. And he eventually tries to break out, and where we see a horrible scene of him getting literally ripped apart and pulled back into the fucking void. So finally, the kind of tag on the end of the episode is Wanda blowing the fucking bubble up and encompassing a bunch of other shit, literally turning the sword base into a clown tent and then a bunch of clowns, which is hilarious, objectively.
Very good, yeah.
And that was the 30,000 foot overview. Scott, I'm interested to see how you feel about it, because I feel like it's not the way that I feel about it.
No, I mean, there's certain things I liked about it, but there's a lot of problems with it. The fact that Pietro is aware of what's going on, the fact that he's claiming to be the Quicksilver we saw in Ultron is weird to me. Like he tries to he acknowledges that he looks different but doesn't understand why. Acknowledges that he's dead or that he was somewhere else and knew that she needed help. Like it doesn't add up. It seems inconsistent and weird.
Right. I think it's supposed to.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure they're going to fill those gaps in, but I just don't like the general direction they're taking with his character. The fact that he's aware of what's going on here and is commenting on it, like, but still having that weird, like, jovial, everyone loves Raymond.
It's creepy, though.
Malcolm, I mean, it's creepy, but it's also just stupid. Like, it's fucking dumb. Like, to make, like, I like what's going on with Vision. I feel like it's not so much that people who aren't in close proximity to Wanda aren't moving. It's that she's anticipating where she thinks Vision's going to be and not wasting her power on places she doesn't think he's going to be at.
Right.
I mean, like, it's like she could have everyone, going wherever she fucking wanted. She could have the whole place going. I mean, she has the ability to expand the hex, right? And encompass all these other people and change it. She's not tapping into all of her power. She's not like tapped out. That's not why people aren't moving. It's just she's like kind of arrogant in this, where she's like, oh, I'm not gonna waste my focus on that if he's not gonna be there. It's like this weird, and you see like a lot of arrogance from her throughout this entire series so far.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like she's literally like end of last episode the week before, where her and Vision are fighting. He's like, you can't just control me like you do to them. And she's like, oh really? And then the doorbell rang. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think what they're doing with Elizabeth Olsen is really interesting. Like, Vision's arc in this was really interesting. I like going back and forth between Darcy and Monica and Jimmy, and like showing everything that's going on back and forth. But I don't like the inclusion of Quicksilver. I don't like the recast that they're trying to pull. I don't like that they're kind of keeping it like ambiguous as to if he's even real or like what's like. It might pay off, but I don't have high hopes for it. I'm really expecting this to play into a lot of the casting rumors from Spider-Man 3 and the Multiverse of Madness shit we've heard about. So I'm just, if it was a singular story, I wouldn't be so concerned, but knowing that it's going to probably have to tie into a bunch of other properties that we weren't even meant to be leading up to yet. We're supposed to watch Winter Soldier and Falcon first. So they're kind of pulling back the curtain on a lot of shit prematurely, it feels like. I feel like there should have been more lead into what we're seeing.
Yeah. I think that I really liked the Pietro stuff. Like, I think that what they were trying to hammer home with this episode is stuff that they flirted with in the previous episode, is that there's basically stuff that Wanda's doing on purpose, and there's stuff that she's not doing on purpose, that she's kind of becoming so powerful that like little subconscious thoughts are actually taking life in her little bubble world. He says something. I don't remember it exactly. Again, it's been almost a week now. Something like, oh yeah, you called to me. You wanted me to show up, knock some sense into you, and say a couple funny lines or something. And she was like, huh? Like, it's almost like a feeling she had underneath, like, oh man, I wish he was here. And then it just happened.
At some point he says like, you needed me.
Yeah. And so I think that the reason that he shows up and he's kind of telling her those hard truths still through that filter of, like an early 2000s comedy, is that like she knows she needs someone to show up and tell her that she's doing something fucked up, but it's still like her powers are distorting it, again, through that filter that she's kind of fooling herself with. The only other thing I want to say about it is that I think Vision's storyline in the show is my favorite thing so far.
It's really good.
It's so good because you have sort of two sides of the coin. There's in the bubble and outside of the bubble. And we don't see anything on the outside of the bubble through that filter. But when we're inside, we have mainly this whole time been seeing it through Wanda's vision. No pun intended. So to see him see the cracks in sort of her facade and try to figure out what the truth is through all those illusions, I just love it. I think it's working out brilliantly. I loved the scene where he broke through and he was trying to send a message out despite being literally torn apart. Yeah. I never really liked Vision in the movies. I thought he was kind of a boring, overly.
That's because he is
unbelievably noble character.
He's got the Superman problem.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. In this, it's totally believable though. Like I'm sold by Vision in this.
Yeah. I 100% agree about Vision. I think his story arc is very interesting, and they told us last time that he didn't know, he couldn't remember anything that happened before Westview, and that continues here because when he awakens Agatha, she says, "You're dead," and then she said, "You're an Avenger," and he goes, "What's an Avenger?" And I went, "Oh shit, that's right. You don't know who the fuck they are." Yeah. Oh boy, this is interesting. I don't see how his storyline ends, and it's not tragic because we can see that he can't leave. So like, how do they finagle that?
It's gonna be bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they just pulled the Band-Aid off this week, didn't they? Like we know what's coming. That's not supposed to be a twist. There's gonna be something else going on, and I don't know. Like it's again for me, it's just a huge continuity issue. I understand that it's my own weird little facet of OCD, and I can't help it. If they would have recast anyone but who played Pietro in like the X-Men movies, I would have been fine with it with the recast rumor. But because they're keeping it like that, you don't know. It just feels sloppy, and I can't get over it. I can't not hate it.
Welcome to Chris's Theory Corner. Here we go. So, I think Pietro and the recasting specifically of Evan Peters is a false flag, much in the same way that Jake Gyllenhaal in
you
Spider-Man
mean like the false flags that Rush Limbaugh used to talk about before he died of cancer?
Yeah, we're just gonna slip that reference in there.
Yeah.
As many as we can.
I think he is either Mephisto himself or he is a creature of Mephisto. I don't think Wanda's doing all this on her own. I think her power has been increased, but I think it's either been with a deal through him or some unwitting plot that has occurred that he's trying to get something out of the situation by handing her this power. He was manipulating an emotionally fucked up person in her moment of weakness.
You mean like how Rush Limbaugh manipulates hundreds and thousands of dumb cunts who don't know better and just eat up everything he feeds them like pigs in a trough?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. And also, and there's
you drew that comparison.
There are so many nods to the fact that this is not actually Pietro or even Wanda's recasting of Pietro. Like he literally tells the kids, "Go raise hell, demon spawn" at one point, which is clearly a nod to the fact that Mephisto was the person who created the kids in the comic books. There's a couple references to like devil or things like, I mean, obviously it's Halloween, so it's to be expected, but you're gonna get knocked over the head with it. It was cool to see the kids find out they have powers. I thought that was neat. Yeah. And the kid actors, I didn't actually hate. The Agatha thing was telling to me too. I think that I still think she's in on it. I don't know to what extent. Obviously she's in this bubble and being controlled by Wanda, but I think she also knows what's going on. And I say that because while everyone else that was that far away from Wanda was a complete brick and could do nothing, Agatha was still...
Oh, she had some agency. And
she had some agency. She was talking. And her whole thing about like, I don't know, it felt like she had some ulterior motive where she's like, "You're dead." And then she's like...
No, she was trying to escape. She was at the T intersection of the last road before you leave the Hex. It feels like she was trying to get away and couldn't.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like she was trying to make a great escape, right? And she got too far out and like lost her agency, like the rest of the zombies.
Someone pointed out that she's been wearing someone pointed out that on the internet that she's been wearing like this brooch pendant that the Agatha witch character from the comics is known to wear, like a pendant or a brooch. She's had it in every iteration, like every different thing, but she wasn't wearing it. And as soon as she gets woken up, the first thing she does in the car is she goes like this. She's like, and she grabs at her neck and like looks for something. Yeah. I don't know if that's anything to it, but I go ahead.
I was gonna say theory crafting here while we're getting into it. What if it's not their proximity to Wanda that makes them zombies, but their proximity to the exit of the Hex? The closer they get to freedom,
it's slowing them down.
Yeah, like it's almost like she has something, a second barrier that's invisible before the physical barrier, right? Where like they get to a certain point and they lose all mobility, they lose all function, because if they were to go, any further, they would get out.
Right.
There could be two systems in play. One where she's keeping some people kind of just stagnant, but also like if you don't expect anyone to be there, right? Why the fuck would you have them all completely stationary, frozen in space? Why would they all just be in their homes, stationary in their beds? What's the fucking difference? It seems like it's a bigger risk to have people out and about who can't move than to just have them all tucked in their fucking beds.
Yeah, that's true.
That doesn't make any sense.
Another piece of theory that I think is coming is, we talked about this before. I believe we talked about it last week, but Monica Rambeau in the comics, becomes the hero. She becomes a hero named Photon. She has powers similar to Captain Marvel, and I think they just showed us how they're going to do it because they said that because she had come. What's up?
What if people who are in the Hex become mutants as a result?
That was what I was working towards. Yep. Or that's how they explain away the phenomenon of mutants, because there's two things happening in congruence here. One, they very clearly say that your DNA literally gets overwritten every time you go in and out. And because she went in and out twice, her DNA is like completely irreparably like different. Yeah. And then they also told her if she goes in again, they don't know what's going to happen. Guess what? We know what's going to happen. She's going to get fucking powers.
I know. I hate this, but I think this might be what's going to happen.
What?
The Hex might continue to expand until
encompass the world.
Yeah, and then, but only certain people will have those genes that will be mutated by. That's the dumbest way to introduce mutants. I fucking hate it. But
it could be.
I actually hate that too, and I hope that doesn't happen.
I hate it a lot, but it seems like that's what they're going for, right?
I mean, they showed us
her Hex is a certain kind of radiation, right? It's the same radiation that. What did they say it was from?
CBD. I think it was not CBD. It's a fucking you take CBD. It's the background radiation of the universe. I forget what it's called, but it's like the background radiation of the universe, basically. Like the shit left over from the Big Bang, like cosmic radiation.
Isn't it the same kind of radiation that in concentrated doses is supposed to create Fantastic Four?
Right. Yeah.
Right. So like they might be blending Fantastic Four origin into all mutant origin.
It might be.
Which again, lazy hack writing.
Yeah, I wouldn't be crazy about that, I gotta say.
Oh, it's CMB. I wasn't that far off. CBD, CMB. Cosmic microwave background.
You still got it, baby. You still going.
You got it.
Yeah. It was the oldest electromagnetic radiation in the universe, and they did say that was crazy concentrated in that dome. So,
but it would have to be like you'd have to have a predisposition, something within your molecular structure would have to be, you know what I mean? Like it's they have to find a way to explain it where like it only affects certain people. Yeah. But still bad.
There are two giant building blocks that they introduced in this episode that make me think that this is the way that they're going. I mean, one is the DNA thing for Monica. Like we can literally see it happening to her. That's a calling sign. And then we see that she has the ability to expand this bubble. Now, maybe they don't do it with a bubble. Maybe once she gets talked down in the finale and they retreat, she freaks out because the kids disappear because I was right and it's Mephisto and she does something and the whole world gets just blasted with it at once. She's like, fuck it. And then all of a sudden, mutants. I don't know if I wouldn't like that. I don't think. But how else do you introduce them? If the MCU's, that's the question I would posit. Is like, I'm not defending it.
No, I mean, what you do is you start over. You finish out phase 4 and then you reboot the whole universe because there's no shame in that. But it would make more sense to introduce a universe where it's all like if you're gonna start back in the 50s, do your Captain America the First Avenger period piece about mutants and the metaphor for racism, and like you can't throw it in 10 to 15 years into a franchise and
but
just
they're gonna
and it's gonna be stupid. It's gonna be fucking dumb. It's gonna be Fonzie jumping the shark.
I gotta say, I am the eternal optimist on our podcast, and I hope that it's done well. I agree. If so, here's the thing. In House of M, if they pull from that storyline, which they already have heavily, she literally she has reality bending powers, and she literally just says no more mutants, and they're fucking gone. That's it. It's a comic book thing. It's a blanket statement,
and that has Thanos snap level implications. And like, if you had spent 10 years building relationships with all these characters and were emotionally invested in them, that would be a huge payoff. That'd be a horrific thing to go through, even if they were only gone for like 3 years or 4 years of a phase. That would be detrimental. That would feel like, even if they come back eventually, I would still feel like it had real world consequences you could weigh. But to just be like, mutants, like, what is it? Was it a fucking magic trick? Like,
I agree. We see all the pieces.
Yeah,
and the puzzle it looks like it's going to be is like a big dick. Like you put all the pieces together and you're like, I don't want to keep building this. I can see the dick forming already. and I hope it turns out to be like something else that's just dick shaped, like a delicious hot dog.
You can't do it because what makes Logan who he is that he's been alive for so long and been this person for so long. You can't reintroduce Wolverine if he just got his fucking powers like last week. You can't fucking do it.
Unless it's Danny DeVito, in which case we're all on board.
Yeah.
No, even then. I take, nope. I wouldn't even take LaBouffe. I wouldn't even take Boof Boy. Don't even want that Boof.
Just do it, bro.
No, but it's like, it's just, you can't. There's so many mutants that have long, rich backstories in the MCU, and you can't blink them into existence. I could get maybe pulling them from another. I could get maybe like finishing out Phase 4 by introducing the multiverse and having it be like a well explained like multiverse, right? Like we understand how the multiverse works, and then you go back in time and start doing period pieces 200 years ago of Wolverine's inception in another universe, you know, and like you could bring him into this one eventually, but you don't even have to. I don't give a fuck. You can just show me that there's a different universe and then keep doing your singular X-Men stuff, because that narrative in itself is interesting enough. You don't need to mix it with the Avengers. You know,
I mean, I also don't really get why they couldn't just do a thing. I mean, they've done it with like every MCU superhero where it's like all of a sudden the next one comes out featuring a new hero and they're like, oh, by the way, they've existed in this world the whole time. We just haven't fixated on them. I don't really get why that wouldn't work with mutants. I mean, I don't know. You
could play it in a way where like they call them enhanced in Age of Ultron.
I have a retort to Derek, but I'm going to let you go, but I can't forget it.
You could play it out where the reason we've never heard the word mutant before is because it's a racial slur in this world. That's how you could play it out. Mutant is a racial slur. Enhanced is the correct terminology to use for somebody who is a mutant. But you could have mutants coming back and like doing that mutant and proud, like reclaiming the word in the same way that like it would be a metaphor for the way that certain words have been reclaimed by certain demographics in music and culture. You could do that in a way that, if it's done right, it could feel tasteful and fluid.
Timely.
Yeah.
It feel like a nice like commentary, you know.
Yeah. Like you could do it in a way that feels like social commentary and not just like, you know, a hacky way to jump into your new property.
Yeah.
But it would ultimately be that though. Still.
My retort to Derek is that the longer we get into Marvel phases and the longer they use they've been here the whole time, the more of a piece of shit that hero ultimately is as a person. Because you're like,
I just didn't feel like you guys needed me.
Alien invasion in New York? Ultron? Half the universe disappeared? The fuck were you doing?
But I'm saying it's easy to be like, oh, he was there for the Battle of New York. We just didn't see him fighting them. I don't know. You know, like you could do it. It's not impossible.
Yeah,
well, the thing is, mutants. The problem is that
what's the point of doing the right thing if a camera's not following you around? You know what I mean? Like, what's?
I mean,
in my life, baby.
Have Instagram influencers told us nothing? If you feed the homeless, you need like at least 2 cameras on you.
Yeah, if there's no camera, don't feed them.
Yeah, you got to play a Sarah McLachlan song and.
Homeless guy, can you rub some dirt on your face? The camera's not really catching all your stink very well.
Yeah. We can have him add in stink lines and flies in post, but can you wipe some shit on your face?
Yeah, it'd be great.
Before you take the first bite of this $5 sandwich, I bought you some hero.
Yeah, I'm a hero, definitely.
No, but the problem is it's such a big social commentary that you can't pepper in like they were here the whole time, but we never acknowledged them. Like they weren't all living in secret. Some of them had to get powers in a way where their family knew, where the authorities knew, where they were persecuted for it, in order for it to have that same tone that the original comic books had.
Right,
even the Fox Studios flops had. They still had a lot of heart. Yeah, even the ones that weren't that great still had a very decent amount of world building.
Sure, but what's stopping them from doing something like what they did with Captain Marvel that took place in the 90s? Like, why couldn't the introductory film just take place sort of laterally to something else that happened?
Well, because we've only ever heard one mention of Enhanced in Age of Ultron. It was kind of like their metachlorians. They were like, ooh, let's not do that again, right? Like, but
well, it was also like contractually just like flirting with the fucking line.
Oh yeah,
had to stay away from it.
They also couldn't legally use the word mutant.
I was gonna say that's before Disney actually owned everything. Yeah. So I don't know.
They never refer to Pietro as Quicksilver in Age of Ultron, right?
Like no, they couldn't.
Yeah,
they're not allowed to. All right, boys. I like the episodes. Like Derek. Again, we're still on this weird alternate universe path where Derek and I are really enjoying this Marvel thing, and Scott's hating it. I hope you come around with the Pietro thing. I know you're not hating it. It's an over exaggeration.
I like a lot of what they're doing. I just don't like the ambiguity. It's like they're trying to what's the word I'm looking for? Trying to like fuck with our expectations, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're trying to like make us think, like trying to pull like a bait and switch, and it's like just like fuck you.
Here's how I think the universe is going to correct itself, though, and I'm setting myself up for a fuck TCN here. My prediction for the future is that Scott is actually really going to like Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Falcon?
I don't want to. I really don't.
I have to tell you guys.
I feel like the first episode we review, he's going to be like, the first thing he's going to say is, I actually feel like this episode had a lot of heart. I feel like that's going to be the exact
Fuck you.
Fuck
you.
Really. That's look.
I hope you have diarrhea forever. Just from
I
this
have, and I will. Help me.
Know.
It's like having C. diff always, all the time. I'm going to shit myself to death.
Please don't do that. I want mild discomfort for you, not death. I would rather watch what is it? Fucking Last Man Standing on an endless loop forever than watch you shit yourself to death.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you saying that.
That's really nice. Yeah, I mean, that's how you know we all love each other. All right, we got to talk about Possessor because we're running low on time. Surprisingly, I thought we were going to have fucking oodles of time, but how many Rush Limbaugh jokes can you fit in one episode, guys?
I could keep going.
Please don't. I got to talk about the Possessor, or just Possessor. Sorry. So,
you sure we shouldn't dig him up to make sure he's really buried there? That it's not like fake. They didn't fake his death. I know he's not a toddler, so it'll take longer to dig the hole. But we should probably check, right?
I feel
you, Rush Limbaugh.
And while we're doing it, we might as well piss on his corpse, right? I mean, we're there. We did the work. I feel like we earned that.
You mean like how he, like? Never mind.
Yeah, don't. No, we're good.
Yeah.
It's gonna get dark. I feel like.
Yeah,
I mean, it's already been dark.
I'm just saying, like, not that I'm endorsing us to do that right now, but if you're gonna say dark shit about someone, might as well be Rush Limbaugh. That guy was a fucking piece of shit who dedicated his entire life to making other people feel like shit about themselves.
Yeah.
But I digress. Please, Chris,
and then like masquerading it as like personal freedom is really what the problem is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you can't imply that dead children really aren't dead, then why do we have a constitution?
So
why do we have freedom of speech if you can't? Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I agree. If you can't say the whole election was fraudulent, why even have a fucking mouth, right?
I don't know if there's an afterlife, but if there is, I hope he's getting just reamed by a demon with just jagged molten glass for a cock for all eternity.
Yeah.
But also a vagina, because it would really confuse him.
Yeah. While watching gay couples get married in front of him, like while that's happening, he has no eyelids, like he can't blink, like he's just like.
No. He's like WandaVision controlled. He has to officiate the weddings. He has to like. but here's the good news. Here's the good news. All those gay couples, after they get gay married by Rush Limbaugh, they get to go to heaven. They're just there because they didn't get to get married while they were alive.
Right, because of him.
But because of him and people like him. So they get gay married by Rush Limbaugh, and then they go right to heaven, and they get to hang out.
That's it.
Gay
We figured it out. We figured out
double,
justice. We just did it on TCN.
Jesus double high fives them as they enter the gates of heaven, and Paul's like, "No, you suffered enough thanks to Rush. You get in here. I'm not even reading the bad things you did. You did enough right by not being Rush Limbaugh. Get in here. Come on."
I just love that you said gay married. The way you said it was so funny. But they're gonna get officiated by Rush Limbaugh. They're gonna get gay married. It's so good.
What? I mean,
no. It was just the way it was hilarious.
I mean, I'm phrasing it the way he phrased it for like 15, 20 years. So,
that's it. You're being generous there. It's probably way longer.
I mean, that's how long I was aware of him as a person.
I feel like Rush Limbaugh
before
came
that
out
I
of
was
the womb
13, and all I was
people.
doing was masturbating and playing PlayStation. So I didn't know who Rush Limbaugh was until around then. So.
All right, Possessor.
Never IMDb'd him.
Film. The mood's gonna switch real hard right now. Brandon Cronenberg directed Possessor, came out in 2020.
Just like it did when I hit play.
Recommended by October 2nd. And let me just start off.
Do you guys really hate this that much?
No, the film is wonderful.
Yeah.
It's horrible to experience.
Yes.
Yes,
it's fucking incredible, right?
It feels it's not. I mean, so here's the thing. It's hard for me to. Yes, as a piece of art, I can appreciate that it was well acted. The plot was interesting, but there's so much horrible shit that happens in this film, and that continually surprised me. That it got worse and worse as it goes, to the point where like there's not only existential dread flowing through my veins, but I'm like, this movie feels like it wants me. It's like challenging me to turn it off. It's like, you're such a bitch, you can't finish this.
Okay, yeah.
I felt challenged too, but the challenge was more like, you won't be happy ever again. It was just so fucking dreary.
Dude, it's so
really?
It's upsetting to watch. Like I thought it was great as a film. Objectively, I thought it was well shot. Again, well acted by people I have not seen on the screen besides our one main dude who gets gruesomely murdered.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah,
so
he can't make it through anything without getting fucking butchered, can he?
He cannot.
The moment
Sean
you see him, it's like, all right, well, you're going.
Yeah. Watching any Sean Bean movie is like watching a one-man Final Destination movie. It's like, when is he gonna get it? When is he gonna eat shit?
So it's just to give you an idea, I walked downstairs and after I watched it, and I'm just like looking at the table, like just out. I'm like disassociated with everything. I'm like, oh, what is this cup? What is the point of this cup? My wife's like, I was like, oh, I just got done watching that movie for the podcast. She's like, what was it? And I was telling her Possessor, and I told her the real top level plot, and I was like, it was just hard to watch. And she goes, at one point I heard you go, okay. Like, she audibly heard me say that, and I know exactly what scene it was. It was when they're killing Sean Bean, and you see like the teeth moving around.
That was not good. That was. And not good.
I was like, okay, that's.
And when you think it's as bad as it can get, the fucking eyeball happens a second later, like 1.5 seconds later.
Now, are you guys familiar with David Cronenberg's work? His father?
No, not really.
I know Cronenberg is like does a lot of body horror stuff.
He did a good amount. He did a fair amount of it. I mean, he did Scanners back in the day.
Okay.
That movie's famous for the scene where telepath explodes a man's head, and it looks like it's just like a beach ball full of watermelon chunks. And
I think I know exactly
and visceral.
The scene you're talking about. He did the thing, didn't he, or was that Carpenter?
Carpenter.
Okay.
Yeah. He did The Fly, which again, like insane body horror. Like, what's more terrifying than that? Really, like being transformed into this horrible creature, but still being sentient, still being yourself, and realizing like you're watching your flesh rot off as your bones become an exoskeleton. And you're like, oh god, and your organs are changed. Like, it's horrifying.
That's the dad though, right? Like, this wasn't.
Yeah, that's the dad.
Yeah. That was his father. But I mean, he's done a lot of stuff. He's done. What is it? He did one movie where it was like celebrity diseases, right?
Oh! I know what you're talking about. Shit, I can't remember the name of it either because I'm being a fucking baddie right now. He's had a pretty prolific career. I mean, his filmography stretches from like 1969 all the way to 2014. He's done a whole fucking bunch of.
Wait, this guy has been doing film since 1969.
The father.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
This movie we watched today was done by the son, who apparently shares his father's just hatred of humanity and all things.
I'm sorry. I said Brian. It's Brandon Cronenberg. I'm a big old dumb.
Okay.
Now he's done Antiviral, which is like it's again like it's people are so obsessed with celebrity that they want to have the same viruses and diseases like STDs, blood infections. They want the same strain of every of these common cold, even the flu, hepatitis, even like terminal illnesses. People get injected with the same strain of terminal illness that a celebrity has just because they want to feel like they're closer to them. And it's this weird, like he does these weird, like Black Mirror-esque body horror movies. Like where in this, it's body horror, but it's
not quite though. Yeah,
not quite.
I see what
I
you're
mean, like there's certain scenes where you see like the like they have these wax mannequins of the actors, and you watch them melt down and reform in like a really cool like stop motion. At first, it seems like it's stop motion, but then you kind of realize it's. I mean, they literally filmed this wax mannequin melting over the course of hours and did time lapse for those scenes there, the transitional scenes, and that to me was incredible. The way that their psyches start to blur when she's losing control of this guy. The fact that there's one scene where you see a hard dick, you see a real hard dick. That was a real penis
attached to some titties.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that was a donger.
Yeah, and there was a little thing where Brandon had like talked about it on the IMDb the little facts section where he had originally written that scene where you would see actual penetration, and he's like, I can't do that, but I'll still show the dick. I can't show the dick. No female actress is gonna be okay with that. And then like
I mean, Lars von Trier did that in Antichrist. I think that's Lars von Trier. Yeah, he did actual penetration. Oh my god, that movie's so fucked up. By the way, don't ever watch it. Don't make the mistake.
You and Pete told me to watch it years ago, and I still never have.
Yeah, don't do it. Just don't. If you think that this was like a dreary, like downtrodden movie, oh my god, that one is.
This one didn't hit me the same way it hit you guys at all. Like I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but to me, it looked more like I don't know. I wasn't as depressed by the outcome because I feel like I kind of saw it coming.
Yeah.
To me, it was more about anxiety. Like I watched the movie and I felt anxious.
Yeah.
And the thing is, even though she's clearly the bad guy here, she's the piece of shit. you find yourself going back and forth with who you feel bad for in the scenario, because it's like there's just the thought of, no matter what kind of person you are, of losing all control and being trapped and being a passenger in a vessel is one of the most horrifying things I can wrap my head around. But it's also kind of like the way he does it, again, has that very Black Mirror-esque kind of feel to it, where he's also kind of like saying, like, I mean, it's loose, but it's kind of a metaphor for how we all kind of live by society's rules to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And it's
no,
like,
conceptually, I wanted, that's one of the main points I wanted to make is, like, conceptually, I thought that the movie was perfect.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much, like, not to get too meta here, but I don't know how much, I mean, this is like a new movie, right? I don't know how much we want to like, spoil what happened. So I don't know if we want to, like, say, like, the ultimate thing. Usually we're like talking about movies that are years old, but
yeah, but I mean, we can. Spoilers from this point forward, y'all.
Yeah, we spoil everything in this podcast.
Fair play. So like I thought conceptually it was awesome, just the idea that, like, you can be someone that possesses another person to get, like, a personal gain out of it, but then that person realizes you're doing it, and so they want to ruin your life, and they're kind of possessing you in a way. I like the actual, like, basic equation of it I thought was brilliant. But I kind of I didn't like it, really. Not because it was poorly done, but I think, like, his vision just doesn't jive with me. It was very slow, and even the music is very, like, background until it's right in your fucking face, like, inducing an anxiety attack. Yeah. I understand what he was going for, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it just wasn't for me. I actually, like, nodded out, like, twice because it was just so...
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was just so, like, slow and dreary and slow burn. And I mean, the ending was cool.
Yeah, but I mean, it's 100% a slow burn.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But I mean, to me, the realization in the last 5 minutes were like, this entire thing was a setup.
Yeah.
Like you realize, like, it's not that, like, they were like kind of fucking with her. Like, they wanted her to believe that the reason she was having these issues, the reason she was, like, hallucinating and things like that, were because she was losing her grip on sanity. She hadn't been reconditioned long enough in between jobs or something like that. But you realize the whole thing was a setup, because she still had emotional attachments, and they wanted to remove those from her life. So it really is, like, and I know it sounds hacky to say, and it's the easiest parallel to draw, but it's a comparison between anyone who's working a 40-hour work week or a 60-hour work week and is a slave to their job over their family. Like how often do people miss big events because they have to work that extra shift? They have to get overtime to pay for this or pay for that. We all live at the mercy of commerce, right? It's
right.
And, like, his father was known for exploring really political themes in his movies, but also they were always just giant body horror gore fests.
Yeah.
But there's always, like, an existential question in the Cronenberg films, like at least the ones from the 80s and 90s. And in this one, it kind of felt like, what is the price you pay for stability, for comfort? You know, like, is the price of your comfort the comfort and the well-being of the ones around you? You know, like, is your financial stability easing your anxiety, but also how much is your absence hurting those around you? And you see that in this, where, like, his family, like, she literally gets put in a situation where, like, everyone she loves is murdered, right? And you find out at the end that she's clearly not broken. This wasn't a lapse in her implant, because they're retraining her and getting her ready to go back into the field again, as if nothing happened. They're not decommissioning her. If she would have glitched out that bad, if there would have been some kind of, like, error to that degree where she lost control and was an unstable host anymore, or an unstable passenger, they would have just fucking killed her. They're a heartless conglomerate. They were conditioning her and wiping her memory. She doesn't even know what happened. She doesn't even know that her boss killed her son, or that they had a toggle switch and she lost control and that resulted in her ex-husband. So it's like, it's this weird, I don't know, man. There was a lot to it that I love the symbology of it, and that's, I'm not one who usually picks up on it, to be honest with you. But with this one, man, there was so much that I just related to it. I loved it. I loved the body horror. I loved the psychological angle. And
I saw it as, like, I don't know if I had missed something, but I saw it as more like the literal way that it was being presented. Not that I think that that's a cool observation on it, but I just saw it as, you know, a woman who was an assassin, who probably thought that her work was important, who just felt tied down by the fact that she had this family. And then essentially in the end, we see that when whatever his name was, the person she was possessing, basically, like, turns back into her. Yeah. I think, like, alluding to the fact that she had control and willingly killed her son before knowing that he was possessed by whatever her name was kind of like, it was too dark for me. Like it was a little too, and it's weird because I do chase like that extreme art. Like I love seeing how far like gore can go and stuff. But some themes are a little like, ugh, that's too fucking heavy for me, man. And like a mom making the choice to kill her son is just a little like, I don't know. It was just too much for me. It was just too dark. And I was in like a weird, I felt like filthy afterwards.
Yeah, that's a good point. It makes you feel kind of grimy to like when I watched it. I did really enjoy it. I thought it was good. I enjoyed the slow burn. It was very anxiety inducing and like the grief was palpable all throughout, and it culminates in like, and I cannot believe that I'm the guy who's going to say as a fucking father, because I hate those people. Mm-hmm. I actively hate those people. Like go out of my way to find them and hate on them. But what, like
it's not as bad as mommy jacking a conversation though. It could be worse.
That's true. That's true.
You had a car accident? That's terrible. Aiden was so fussy today. You wouldn't believe it.
But yeah, watching the kid get shot was just, it's something changes in you when you have one of your own, and like it's actually fucking hard to watch. Like it was actively hard to, and I assume it's hard for anybody to watch because it's a child, but like, you know, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I didn't take a shower.
I think the ending to me, like at least the way I watched it, I felt like it was very ambiguous. I felt like the end, like there was so much back and forth there that I think she did pull the trigger, but I think it was like an instinct. It was instinctual. I don't think she was even in that moment yet when it happened. I think like she literally regained control and pulled the trigger in self-defense. Mm-hmm. And it's also kind of like weighing like how much did her instincts as a trained assassin, how much has her programming affected her actions versus her maternal instincts. And I think that I think that was the question that left me with. It was, at least as far as like the blatant murder of a child. But I didn't. That wasn't a deal breaker for me. You know what I mean? Like
it was, and to be clear, like it wasn't that one thing that was like, oh, now I've been enjoying this movie up till now, and now I'm done. But it was just kind of like the cherry on top. I was like, oh man, I just feel yuck right now after that. And I see what you're saying. I hadn't really considered the symbolism, like what you were talking about. Almost makes me want to rewatch it, but I'm gonna be honest.
Don't do it.
It's not gonna happen. Yeah,
it's one of the. It's like I melt with you, bro. It really is.
Yeah, you don't need it again. Yeah,
no. But like I'm really glad I watched it. I did like it. I thought visually.
No, so am I. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I definitely get where you're coming from. It's not an enjoyable experience. It's in the same way that I watch like Uncut Gems. You know what I mean? Like
that's a good way to. Yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
I loved Uncut Gems. I saw it in the movies, and it was a horrific experience, but it was fucking a brilliant movie. But
it's meant to like induce anxiety and make you feel like, so like and that's what I mean when I say like, I know it wasn't because of incompetence on the team's part. What they were trying to do with the film, they did. Like I felt uncomfortable. I felt weird.
Yeah.
And that's clearly the point of the film. So like, it's not like they were going for something and fell short of it. It's just like the specific thing they were going for. I was like, ugh. You know, like,
well, also there's large sections of the film where you don't get to see what happened. You know what I mean? Like especially like towards the middle where it's like they're kind of fluctuating control. At certain points, they show you only what one of those people is seeing. You miss entire like 15-minute chunks as they're like toggling back. Like it's like someone's turning a light switch off and on, which to me was meant to like kind of like be a visual representation of that. Like when you're not in control, you're in the fucking, what the fuck was it called in God.
Oh, and Get Out.
Get Out, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you're in the back. You don't know, you're in darkness. It's like almost like when we saw the visual representations of her like during sex, right? Where she was like kind of like in and out. It's like a weird lucid dream state where you're aware of where your physical body is, but you're not. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like you're on an acid trip in those moments where you don't know what's real and what's not. Which is why I think when she snapped back in, you can make an argument that the trigger was instinct before she realized what was happening.
Right,
because they show you like there's blackouts happening when one person's in control, the other one's not being John Malkovich. They don't know what the fuck's going on. They get like they get little tinges of senses, like smell, sounds, feelings, but they're not engaging in all five senses. They're not, cognitively aware of what's going on around them.
Yeah.
And that to me like kind of added to the horror because they would snap back in, and it was like, oh God, what have I done? Like snapping back in and realizing you shot the guy who was there to help you because you lost control for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And the other guy realized what was going on, and now he knows who you are, where he interrogated the dude. Like, you're fucked.
Yeah, it's tough to watch for sure. I not even to jump on the same boat that you guys did, but I distinctly remember when it finished playing, I put my headset down and I said, well, never gonna watch that again. And I went downstairs. It was good. I did like it. It's just hard to watch. It was one of those fucking yeah, it was an experience. I'm good. I'll never need to see it again. All right, we gotta wrap this bad motherfucker up. Did we have a recommendation for next week? Didn't we discuss someone else doing one?
Yeah, we can watch the live stream funeral of Rush Limbaugh.
Oh, well, that's not even homework.
Yeah.
That's all pleasure, baby.
It's not like we have to decide on what that movie is on this one, but I like the idea of like...
Can I put one out there? We've been talking about it for like 3 months, sometimes jokingly, sometimes seriously. I'd like it if we all watched The Grand Budapest.
I'll watch it.
It's a good movie. I want to see... I'm genuinely curious to see if this is the Wes Anderson movie that is going to be exceptional to you guys. Because I think it is exceptional amongst his films. Are his films pretentious? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is this one pretentious? Absolutely. I mean, but it's also a fucking pleasure throughout. So
I mean, let's be honest though. Like, all of his movies are a delight while you're watching them. But then like later you think back, you're like, what a fucking cunt that guy has to be. Like, like The Life Aquatic, the stop motion fish, fucking phenomenal. Bill Murray, a joy. The Darjeeling Limited.
Yeah, I never saw that. Darjeeling.
Yeah,
the Darjeeling Limited, dude. Like Owen Wilson and Adrian Brody in that are incredible on screen together. But
this one though,
you also get the Royal Tannenbaums, don't you? Yeah.
This one though, it's not just me. Like it's the opinion of people who enjoy seeing good movies that it really is exceptional amongst his work. So I'm
gonna be honest with you. I watched the first 5 to 10 minutes of it because you had talked about it. I turned it off because I was getting sleepy and I didn't want to like.
Right. Now give it the proper attention.
I'll give it the old once over.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we'll do Grand Budapest Hotel. We're gonna wrap things up as per usual. I don't know. We're all a little drunk and a little sleepy. I had a good time today. We had some real good wrestling.
Mortal Kombat theatrical trailer tomorrow, y'all. Watch it. Get stoked for Sunday because I'm gonna. Ooh.
Is that real? That's happening.
I'm gonna come on my webcam. Yeah.
Is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow at 9. It's either 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. The Mortal Kombat movie Twitter has been posting screenshots and bios for all the characters all fucking day.
Oh, very nice.
And we're also getting a fucking Cumglomerate, a bucket load of Cumglomerate Nintendo news.
Oh, right.
As we speak, so.
That was actually tonight, but that's. I think that might still be going. So
yeah, we know there's going to be Nintendo news. Now we know there's going to be a super awesome Mortal Kombat trailer. We're going to have the next episode of WandaVision in the Grand Budapest Hotel. Boys, it's been a pleasure. Derek, where can everybody find you?
They can find me out on the block, bitch. Come see me. I don't know. I'm not online anymore. I don't exist there.
Yeah, you do.
Now, you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Dr. GloomMD. That's DRGLOOMMD.
That was too fast. I didn't like it, but I appreciate it.
You can find me on Twitch and Twitter.
There you go, baby.
I'm not going to do the rest, though.
Okay. Scott, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube gaming. I am Swearwolf with an E. That's SWEARWOLFE. We're doing Shit-Faced and Scared. If you're listening to this on Thursday morning, we're doing it tonight. So come get blackout drunk and watch me die again and again and again in a never-ending hallway in Locked Up.
Nice. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at TCN Plays. If you're listening to this Thursday, I'll be playing the Viking survival game Valheim that just came out. I haven't played it yet. I made a character. It looks kind of fun. We'll see what it's like. Who knows? And then I'll probably get off before Scott because he stays up way later than I ever could streaming, and we'll hang out. I'll come pop in and see how drunk you are at the point that I get done.
Locked Up is a Sophistian hell. It's literally it's PT, but for like 8 hours. It's one hallway and there's puzzle.
Sounds like a nightmare. Sounds awful.
Yeah, it's not great.
Gotta keep it real with you.
Yeah.
All hail Rush Limbaugh is dead, guys. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time.
I wish
see
I had
you next
one more
time.
Rush
Fuck
Limbaugh
you,
joke.
Rush.
Yeah.
You wish you had one more Rush Limbaugh?
Rush Limbaugh is the second most unbearable Rush I can think of, next to the band Rush. Sick burn.
Jesus. The worst thing, honestly, like, let's be serious. Let's get real. I don't want to sound incompassionate. The worst thing about him being gone is that he's not suffering anymore. He's at peace.
Oh my God. I could have cut off. Oh my God. All right, boys. I'll see you next week.
See you guys.